feel everything's alright. I got my head high, and I'm shining all bright like a light. Walking down the street, people looking at me, and I don't really care what they say, cause I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah, and I don't care what they say, cause I'm living rent free. La la, can't nobody bring me down. La la la, standing tall and proud. La la la. Life, how la la la, can't nobody tell me I can't.
Yes,
I got my crew with me, we're unstoppable.
Welcome.
Making moves and achieving the impossible. Haters wanna hate, but we don't listen. We're gonna keep doing what we do and keep winning. Life's too short to be living in fear. Gotta take chances and persevere. Don't let nobody hold you back, keep pushing forward. Stay on track, don't make me have to play back. I'm living rent free in your mind, I'm here to stay. Don't waste your time, you thinking you can evict me? No, I'm taking the space, cause guess what? I'm the star.
Shout out to Hunter Biden.
Everything's alright, I got my head high.
Welcome to Closet of Truth.
Like a light, walking down the street,
yes,
people
ladies and gentlemen.
And I don't really care what they say, cause I'm living rent free. Yeah, I said I'm living rent free. Yeah,
all right.
I'm living rent free.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, guess who's living rent free? All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a quick episode of the infamous Closet of Truth. Where are my manners? Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in uncharted territory, and this is right where I want Trump supporters to be. Yeah. You see, ladies and gentlemen, quiet as it is kept, Donald Trump and his supporters are losing their ever-loving mind because they have nothing to offer the American people besides evil, hate, all right, and in lies and conspiracies. And the American people, they've woken up and they said, you know what? We reject all things MAGA. We reject the MAGA ideology, and we are here for law and order. What Hunter Biden did today, ladies and gentlemen, is going to go down in the history books as the biggest thing that has embarrassed Donald Trump and his supporters. I mean, this is embarrassing. He was standing on business, right? These Trump supporters are spooked out of their mind. Look at this. Now, you know what this moment is right here? This is why I came online. I said, this guy Hunter Biden has mind control over MAGA. He's stronger. He's stronger than I thought. I thought President Biden was strong. But President Biden is strong, and I'm going to go over some things. I think it's time to remind the American people what Biden's accomplishments are. But before I do, I want to get into my favorite part of what happened today. And this is when Marjorie Taylor Greene started to act like she was Hunter Biden's ex-girlfriend, right? Doesn't she act like she's Hunter Biden's ex-girlfriend, all right? Do we have the clip, ladies and gentlemen? When Marjorie started to speak, Hunter Biden
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
He instinctively knew what to do. He said, I'm not going to subject myself to this woman who's been very abusive and very nasty to me. Absolutely not. And he got up and he walked out on her right as she was talking.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, Hunter. Apparently you're afraid of my words.
Whoa! Out of here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd like to reclaim my time, Mr. Chairman.
That's the favorite part right there. Right?
Wow, that's too bad.
Don't nobody want to be around you.
I think it's clear and obvious for everyone watching this hearing today that Hunter Biden is terrified of strong, conservative Republican women because he can't even face my words as I was about to speak to him. What a coward. Oh. And this is also a coward that's...
Okay, we're hearing Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Right. Marjorie Taylor Greene, ladies and gentlemen. Do your Trump supporters get it? Are you starting to understand the end is near? I'm doing this episode of The Closet of Truth because this is now my time. I'm not behind the cameras and doing all the Showtime stuff. This is my time to honestly check in with the Trump supporters. All right. put my finger on the pulse with MAGA and to see if there's anything that you need help getting clarification on. All right. So are there any Trump supporters out there that want to report up to Zeus about what exactly they're experiencing right now? I understand right now this is a crisis for you, right? This is a crisis for a lot of MAGA because they're definitely in their feelings and they don't know exactly what to expect or what to do. Oh, well, you know what's going on this morning? How's it going?
Hey, Zeus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I've been watching all these videos today, and it's hilarious. Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah.
What's Cushwin's here?
Yeah.
Like those receipts here.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny that Hunter Biden came in today and stuff, and they all talk about the I'm having a brain fart. How they all talk about Hunter's trying to avoid their what's that called?
The subpoena.
Yeah, the subpoena,
Yeah.
and then Kushnitz here came up and started laying down receipts. He's like, here's Jim Jordan, here's Kevin McCarthy,
Scott
here's
Perry,
this person,
Andy Biggs.
Scott Perry.
Yeah. So MAGA has no answers today, is what you're saying. Hello, everyone. MAGA, you have no answers. Yeah. This is just another sign that a lot of these Trump supporters, if you ask me, they're in for a rude awakening in 2024. It's the beginning of the year, and there has been literally no let up on MAGA. None.
It's one of the least productive years in history. Only 22 bills passed here since they've come in office here.
Really?
It's horrible.
Yeah. What does MAGA have to offer the United States? Clickbait. You're out there. You're afraid to get in the box and talk to Zeus. Clickbait. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Scared.
What does MAGA have to offer the United States of America at this point besides a failed Donald Trump? And don't use that argument. Donald Trump isn't a politician. He's an outsider. That argument is so old. That argument is so trash. Really. All right. Well, listen, Tyler, I'm going to bring up the next guest. All right.
Quick question. Yeah. Quick question. What are you using your studio for your sound?
If I told you, I'd have to take you out, champ. Relax. Stay out of grown business. All right.
Take it easy, bro.
All right. Listen, I could give you trying to get all the recipe. Next thing you know, you trying to be Zeus. Cut it out. All right. Yeah. Listen, you got to watch these folks, all right? You really do. Oh, there he is right here. Ultimate MAGA, ladies and gentlemen. This is trick bait. Trick bait. All right. So, are you there?
What's up, Urkel?
Yeah. All right. So now that you and I are checking in once again, what's the state of MAGA right now, in your opinion? And be honest with us. Be honest with me.
Excellent. Couldn't be any better.
You think things are going great?
Oh, going great. Look at Hunter. Look at Hunter behind you. He looks like he's running towards you, like you're his savior.
Oh, is that what he looks like?
Yeah, he's running towards you. He got up and ran out like a little girl. And answer this for me. Answer this for me, Urkel. Name me the Republicans that are under subpoena right now. Name one.
You want to talk about Jim Jordan?
No. Name one. Name one.
You want to talk about Jim Jordan?
He's not under subpoena.
Yeah, he is. What about Kevin McCarthy?
Not.
What about Kevin McCarthy?
None of them are. The committee.
What about Scott Perry?
The committee
what about Andy Biggs? Well, wait a second. What happened?
Committee that sent the subpoenas.
What happened to their subpoenas?
The committee no longer exists.
Oh, I get
Nobody's
that.
under
The
subpoena.
subpoena didn't disappear. Where did?
Yes, it does.
So, what do you think about him defying the subpoena, though? Should he have done that? Clickbait, trickbait. Seriously?
Yeah, of course, because it was political.
Oh, so you don't have to listen to subpoenas when they're political, according to you.
Another congressman can't subpoena another congressman.
So let me ask you this:
the subpoenas were illegitimate.
So since
listen now. Listen, this is the law. This is the rule. Another congressman cannot subpoena another congressman.
Listen right here. Well, first of all, clickbait. You know how this works. I'm in control of the mute button.
I'm steamrolling you. You don't like getting steamrolled.
No, I just don't like a lot of yelling in my ear.
Being steamrolled.
I don't like a lot of yelling in my ear. So let me get this straight. You don't think Jim Jordan, Scott Perry, Andy Biggs, and Kevin McCarthy have to respond to the subpoena because the committee is no longer. And so because of that, and because it was political, they don't have to respond.
That's correct.
So then what's your issue with Hunter Biden?
He broke the law.
What's your issue with that?
He broke the law.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
What proof do you have?
Well, when he comes in and answers the questions, then you'll find out.
Well, why don't they let him testify in public? What do you think is the reason they won't let him testify in public? And be honest, all right? I
Because
mean, you're the last MAGA left. Honestly, a lot of Trump
listen,
supporters are
because
afraid to
he's
get
the
in the box and talk. You're the
because
last
he's
one
the
left.
listen.
Clickbait.
Are you gonna let me answer? This is
Yeah.
the answer. Because he's the president's son, they're giving him discretion.
Okay.
They're gonna
But
allow
what
him.
is that?
They're gonna allow him to answer in private. Okay.
That is not how that works. But
That
don't
is
you
how it
think?
works.
Don't you think it's better for me to hear it directly from Hunter Biden? Why should I get it from a third
You
party?
will. You will. There'll be a whole deposition. You'll get the whole deposition.
All right,
You'll get it.
so you're okay with him having the deposition in private around a bunch of people we can't trust. You're okay with that, and you would take their word.
Democrats will be in there too. You don't believe that? You don't believe Democrats?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for you personally, you're the type of guy, right? This is what you're telling me. You don't want to learn it directly. You rather get it from somebody else. You like having a middleman in your business. That's the kind of guy you are.
No middleman.
Well,
no,
that's
because,
what you're. Well, why
no,
can't
no.
you process what Hunter is saying
Because
directly?
in public, he'll plead the fifth. Those are facts.
He can do that in private.
He won't do it in private.
And even if he does do that,
He won't do it in
able to
private.
see it. We should be able to see it.
You will
you
see
think
it.
that's necessary?
You will
What do
see
you
it.
think? Why do you think Jim Jordan and Kevin McCarthy and all of them didn't come testify?
Why do you think all the whistleblowers? Why do you think all the whistleblowers were deposed in private first, and then they went public afterwards? That's how it's done, my man.
No. That's not how
Yeah,
it's done. In some
That's how it's
cases, they
done.
do it in public, right?
No,
Cassidy
no,
Hutchinson.
they never-
For instance,
they-
a lot of those folks who testified in J6, that was public.
They never do it in public first.
And speaking of that, I heard
That was
something.
all done in private first.
And speaking of something, this is what I think there's something you got to be honest with folks about. What do you think Donald Trump is hiding from the American people?
He's not hiding anything.
Well, why doesn't he want to go to have his trial and have the evidence come out about the insurrection business? I've heard through the grapevine, you can go look this up yourself, that Donald Trump was committing a lot more crimes than what Jack Smith is talking about, and all of that is going to be coming out, right? They're saying this guy, he was getting money from countries. I mean, and we've seen some of the countries that he's gotten it from, right?
Never got a dime from any country.
Huh?
He never got a dime from any country.
You got any proof of that?
You got proof he did?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Actually,
Actually,
you can go look it up. Well, what if I did?
Actually, you don't.
What if I did? Would you believe me?
You don't, though. Oh, I would never believe you because you lie too much.
Name one thing that I've lied about. Trick bait.
Right now.
Well, let's bet $100,000. Let's bet $10,000 right now that I could give you proof that Donald Trump took some money from countries like China.
I bet you 20,000.
Let's do it. All right.
1,000.
Huh? Okay, so hold on right there. Do you got a computer next to you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, when will you be able to get next to a computer?
For what?
Because I want to give you the proof.
Nothing you can show me is proof.
Well, I'm not going to show it. You're going to look it up on your own.
I don't need to look it up. You have it. Bring it forward. Bring something forward that'll hold up in a court of law.
Okay. So there is a Democratic report. There's a report called Trump's Financial Ties, right? From 20 different countries. You can go look this up. All right.
Yourself together, dude. Nobody's going to look up a Democratic report.
No. But listen, you can go look it up. It's on a congressional website. All right.
Democrats, they put it out. Stop it, dude.
Yeah.
They're the same ones that put out the fake Russian collusion, dude.
This report, they say it took 7 years for them to create and do their investigation on, right?
Stop it.
It's called, here we go. I got it for you. I got it right here for you, all right? It's titled White House for Sale, How Princes, Prime Ministers, and Premiers Paid Off President Trump, all right? This is 156 pages. You can go look it up yourself. And it outlines all of the evidence that Donald Trump received money from 20 different countries. So when can I get my $10,000?
Stop it. You said made by Democrats, right? If it was bipartisan, I believe you. It's not bipartisan.
No, you don't. You don't believe the J6 committee.
The J6 committee lied too.
That was bipartisan.
Who was bipartisan?
Wasn't Adam Kinzinger? He's Republican.
No.
Okay, so this brings me to my next and final point with you.
Together.
See, the reason I'm having these conversations with you.
They tried to have equal Democrats and equal Republicans on there, and they wouldn't allow it.
So
That's
the reason,
my man.
okay, so it's crystal clear.
It wasn't
You don't believe
I don't
information.
understand what bipartisan
Where do
means.
you get your information from? Clickbait, seriously,
I
because
don't get it from you.
you spend a lot of
I
time.
don't get it from you because you lied too much.
I get it, but where do you get it from?
Don't worry about where I get it from.
Well, how do we know whether or not what you're saying is true?
Everything I've ever told you came true.
Name one thing.
Those are facts. Everything. Go back and look at your DMs. Everything I've ever sent you or told you has been the truth.
I can't think of one thing that you said that was true. You won't even accept facts. So what do you consider facts? Trick bait. What do you consider facts?
There was no insurrection. That's a fact.
There was no insurrection.
Nope.
You call those people. You call those people hostages, huh?
Absolutely.
Mm.
If somebody, there's people.
Well,
that
here's riddle me this. Riddle me this.
People that's been in jail for 3 years just for walking through the Capitol, not doing anything, not causing damage, just walking through.
Right. It was a peaceful protest. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of what? Were those Trump supporters or what?
There was over 1 million people there.
Oh, okay, like the Million Man
That was
March.
a mostly peaceful protest, my man.
Okay, so they're hostages.
You had a few bad actors.
How many would you say is a few? Few's like 3, right? You had like 3 or 4 bad actors.
I would say a few. I would say a few out of 1 million is. They probably had about 1,000 people doing stupid shit.
Okay. Well, please keep it clean. I know that's hard for MAGA, but please keep it clean. All right.
You don't keep it clean when you go into other lives.
Yeah, I do. Listen.
No, you don't.
And listen, this isn't about Zeus. This is about you. This is your opportunity to just have it out with Zeus. All right. You've been begging for this. All right. He's been begging for it, right? And she's been begging to get some of Zeus. All right. So let me ask you this question: if they are hostages, are you ready today to do something that no Trump supporter has ever done? Are you ready to do it? To say that it wasn't BLM, Antifa, or the FBI on January 6th there. They weren't there. Are you ready to say that today? Say it with your whole chest.
If you look at the very first video, there was an Antifa guy that broke the very first window. He was the same Antifa guy during the BLM riots when he was up on the car yelling, little skinny Hispanic guy. Very first video, the very first video, there's the same guy. He broke the first.
So Antifa was there.
I don't know if there was hundreds of guys, but I know that one guy broke the very first window.
And that was Antifa.
It was the same guy that he said was Antifa during the BLM.
Okay. What's his name? I can look him up.
I'd have to look it up. I don't know his name.
Okay. I was hoping you gave me the name. All right.
Probably something Hispanic, probably Pedro or something. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. Well, when you get this Trump supporter, because I know there's Mexicans for Trump out there, please give Zeus that information. All right. But I can't give you any credit for that right now. All right. I just can't.
Just Google Antifa.
Well, wait. We don't trust Google.
Antifa during the BLM riots that was up on.
Wait a second. We trust Google.
He was also at the Capitol.
Google is okay.
Thank God.
Google is okay now. It's okay to use Google and CNN.
No, not CNN.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Google, and what should I put in the search engine again?
Google Antifa that was at BLM was also at the Capitol. Same skinny guy. He was up on a car with a megaphone, yelling that he was Antifa during the BLM riot.
Well, you know what came up on my end? I got sources like CNN, USA Today, NPR, New York Times, NBC, Political. Which one of these should I collect? Thank you so much for the gift. All right. Which one should I click on? Mr.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes like like pin the tail on the donkey and put your finger on one.
Okay, I'll click the CNN one. All right. It says, did Antifa infiltrate the Capitol? And I got some bad news for you. It says this is false. None of this is true. The firm cited by the Washington Times has told 2 news outlets the story is false. The Federal Bureau of Investigation said there is no indication that Antifa infiltrated the mob.
No, those. When I get the video, I'll send it to you.
Okay. So I can't give you credit for that one, all right? But we're gonna set.
When I send you the video, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay. I get it.
There was hundreds of guys. I just seen this one particular guy. Same guy at BLM was at the Capitol. Same guy.
Okay. All right.
He was yelling, break the window, break the window. You'll see the video.
I'm trying to keep a straight face with
You'll
you.
see
All
the
right.
video. Well,
Please,
I'm never wrong.
please be serious.
I'm never wrong.
Clickbait. Please
One
be
thing
serious.
you'll learn. One thing you'll learn, Urkel. I'm never wrong.
Well, listen, can you please be serious? And it's Mr. Urkel to you, all right? All right? Put some respect on my name, all right? Put some respect on my name.
It's respect.
Now, I need you to connect the dots with this theory you got. So, those are hostages in prison, correct? You said earlier, and I have it on tape, you said they were hostages.
Some are, yes.
Some are?
Yeah.
Not all.
Not all. No.
Well,
I'm just
what are
talking
the other? What the ones that aren't hostages? What are they?
they're criminals.
Would you say that they're BLM? Would you say they're Antifa or
No,
FBI?
I would say they're the stupid ones. You know, the Oath Keeper guys that were doing stupid shit. Those guys.
Wait. Why you gotta keep it clean? Keep it clean. We're in the closet of truth, champ. All right. So those are Oath Keepers, right?
Yeah, they were doing.
They're not Trump supporters.
They may be. I don't know who they are.
But they're not. Are they Antifa?
No, they're not Antifa.
Are they BLM?
No, they're not.
They FBI.
I don't know if they work with the FBI or not. They could be informants. Who knows?
Okay. Well, so basically,
usually when you have bad actors like that, there probably are some FBI people that infiltrate those type of cults. You know.
Okay. I'm listening. I'm really listening, and I'm trying to connect the dots. But you can understand what's kind of difficult for me, right? You haven't confirmed that any of the people that have been in prison, there's over 1,200 people, you haven't confirmed that any of them are BLM, FBI, or Antifa.
I didn't say any of them were. They didn't arrest any of those guys because they knew they were there. They let those guys go.
That's what you're saying.
If you watch the congressional hearings with the FBI,
but I looked up the information and they said.
Did you watch the congressional hearings with the FBI, Christopher Wray? Did you watch it?
I've seen it several times, and as a matter of fact, this weekend.
When they asked him, were there any FBI agitators in amongst the crowd, he said, I cannot answer that. Why couldn't he just say, no, there wasn't?
I could give you a couple of reasons why I don't think he could.
Why couldn't he just say no? That's simple. If there was no FBI people there,
Can I answer? Maybe he just didn't know.
He would have to know. He's the head of the FBI.
Well, but people run businesses, but they might not know every little detail, right? And he doesn't want to be misleading in Congress. I'm just throwing it out there. Or perhaps there weren't any FBI there at the time the insurrection took place, right?
He would know if there was FBI there or not.
Right.
He runs the FBI. He should know.
Okay, so let's get into this FBI thing.
Anytime someone says, I can't answer that, usually they're lying.
Say that again?
I said, anytime someone will say, I can't answer that, they're usually lying.
Okay. And that applies to you as well, correct?
Oh, I can answer everything.
No. You still owe me a video. So next question, Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi. Do you think she was somehow involved in the planning of the attack on the Capitol?
1,000,000%. She knew 2 weeks in advance this was going on and had intel that there might be trouble and did nothing. Those are facts.
I can't. Do you think Donald Trump knew something was going to happen on January 6th too?
No clue.
He didn't know, the president of the United States?
You think he knew that all the stuff was going to happen that happened? I don't think he knew that.
But you don't think he had a hunch? That something crazy was going to happen on perhaps January? You don't think Trump knew?
Dude, anytime you get millions of people together, there's probably going to be something going on that's crazy. Look what happened during the BLM riots.
Right. I'm not talking BLM. I'm talking about
damages. 200 businesses burnt to the ground. 2,500 cops in the hospital. Over 200 people killed. Come on, Bates. Come on.
But Mr. Bates.
Come on, Urkel.
He did say be there, be wild. Remember the tweet?
No, he didn't say be there, be wild. He
Yeah.
says,
No.
yeah, it will be wild. He didn't say be wild to anybody.
Oh.
He
Well,
didn't
what
tell.
was he? Where was he saying it was going to be wild at, in your estimation, with your great wisdom and experience?
Well,
What was?
whenever you have a million people that are there for a common reason, it will be wild.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What about this part?
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Right.
And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
No problem.
Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
Now,
so
now he didn't know anything that day when he said that, because that's kind of what I'm trying to get to. Because your claim is
true. You can't be weak like the Democrats.
right. So Trump knew.
Knew what?
He knew that he had these people there on January 6th and that something crazy might just happen. He knew.
No, you can't know.
Well,
you might.
no.
You might have a hunch, but you can't know for 100%.
Okay, so he had a hunch that Nancy Pelosi was setting him up.
I have no idea of that either. You don't either.
Well, you know what you just said earlier. Anytime someone says they don't know, that means they're lying.
Well, I don't know because I wasn't there. That's a big difference.
So, okay, so with this being said, Mister, honestly, I'm going to have to give you a thumbs down, a boo, and a shame. You have no proof that Antifa was there. You
got smoked. You got smoked.
No.
Once again, I smoked you.
I've been asking you to give me proof.
Once again, you got destroyed.
That Antifa was there. You
told
me.
I just came up here to destroy people, and you got destroyed.
Okay. You feel better?
And you got steamrolled.
Okay. Do you feel better?
You're so flat right now from the steamroll I just gave you.
Well, I don't necessarily understand what you mean when you say that, but I'll say this: the information you told me to look up about Antifa being involved, it came back and said it was false.
No, you looked up.
You produced no evidence that Nancy Pelosi was involved. Number one, and then you didn't answer my question.
Why was the sergeant?
Donald Trump had no clue.
Why did the sergeant at arms? What happened to the sergeant at arms? What happened to him?
What happened to him?
What happened to him?
He got conflicting information from Donald Trump. Yeah, go look it up.
Really? I don't think so.
Look it up.
Where's he at right now? Where's he at right now?
Go look it up.
Where's he at right now?
Listen.
Where's the sergeant right now from January?
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, let me finish saying what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You produce no evidence. You produce no evidence.
But you can't answer questions.
Jesus Christ, listen. I gotta hit mute on this guy. He's an animal. You produce no evidence that Nancy Pelosi was involved.
Bring Jesus Christ into your situation.
Yeah. You produce no evidence that Nancy Pelosi was involved. All right. And then the other side of that is you failed to address that Donald Trump knew that he was planning something on January 6th, according to all the information. That's why
information that says that.
Well, no.
You can't pull any up. You can't pull any information up that says Trump knew.
Christ. So apparently you haven't been listening to the information that's out there. All right. Why do you think Why do you think Mark Meadows and listen? I got to do this. He said, why did I quit muting him? Well, I'm gonna say what I need to say. Now you can send a guest request when I get done. All right. Why do you think Mark Meadows, all right, John Eastman, and Rudy Giuliani are all in the situation that they're in, Mr. Trick Bait? It's because they were planning the attack on the Capitol with Donald Trump. And you didn't correct me or connect the dots in terms of making it clear. How is it that Donald Trump allowed Nancy Pelosi to set him up like that? So I'm going to have to give you, Mr. Clickbait, Mr. Trickbait, or whatever you call yourself. You get an F. You get an F. I'm going to have to give you your booze and shame. Ladies and gentlemen, clickbait, just like every other Trump supporter that I've talked to, they have no evidence to back up any of the allegations that they're talking about. It's all make believe, it's all fantasies and fairy tales, all right? And it's the best they got when they know they have nothing else, all right? Let's give clickbait what he deserves, some booze and shame. It's a bunch of MAGA demons out here ranting and raving about a bunch of nonsense. Clickbait, please get the video that you said. I'm pretty sure it's a video from Snuggles that somehow proves that you're correct. I'm pretty sure Donald Trump could use it, in all these court cases he has going on. All right, let's go on. Who do we got next? JR. Greetings, JR. What's going on,
Hello.
my friend? What's going on?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What do you got for us?
No, I just want to say these conservative delusionals, they're too funny. I tell you,
Oh, they're
they don't know facts. They don't know facts when it hits them in the head. I tell you.
yeah. So
Uh,
you heard that exchange, and so I'm assuming you're on the left side of politics. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm a
Uh,
Democrat.
oh, you're
I
a
ain't going back.
Democrat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was really just trying to check in with a few Trump supporter friends of mine. All right, they're
I
out
hear you. I
here.
hear you.
They're out here, and they have a lot of allegations. They have a lot of claims, but they just don't have any proof to back it
They
up. So
don't
I'm
have
looking.
proof. They don't
Yeah,
have proof.
yeah. I'm look.
And the thing is that they want him back in. And we're going to be up a creek if he comes back in because it's going to be an autocratic democracy. He's
Mm,
already said,
yeah,
look for, look it up.
yeah,
Project 2025. They're going to throw that out.
yeah, yeah,
You know, and I'm hoping the safeguards will stop it. I don't know.
yeah. Thank you, Jewel. Yeah, well, they have nothing to offer, and so it is what it is. But listen, I'm going to bring up somebody else. All right, Junior.
All right, man.
All
Appreciate it.
right, all right. I appreciate you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what I'm here to do is answer MAGA's tough questions. So where are the Trump supporters at out there that are trying to prove that whatever it is that they're saying is true? Please, this is your opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to talk to Zeus in the closet of truth. I don't want to hear any more of that nonsense that, oh well, Zeus doesn't bring me up on his platform. No. But if you do send a guest request, my only ask is that you please be honest for once. I haven't met an honest Trump supporter on this platform in all of my time on TikTok, and I've been on here a long time. There's no such thing as an honest Trump supporter. All right, Little Hawk, what's going on, brother? You said you had something you wanted to say to Zeus.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to say to the audience that's in here, it's 514 people in here. Let's
Mm-hmm.
tap that screen and get Zeus up to 100,000 likes within the
Oh,
last 3 minutes. Let's do that for the Zeus.
thank you.
Start throwing him some gifts because he demolishing. I love it. It's entertaining
Yeah,
and I love it.
thank
Let's
you.
get these likes up. Let's get these
Thank
likes
you.
up.
Get the likes up, tap the screen, share it, send it up, send it to any MAGA demon. Tell them it's time to answer the tough questions that matter. All right? All right, so you all see what happened when we had Trickbait in the live, right? He refuses to answer simple questions, right? Because he knows he's lying, right? These Trump supporters, they know that they're lying to the American people. MAGA, where are you? Come on now. I see we got a couple of people up here. Let's see, who do we got? Let's see. Okay, you guys. I'm trying to talk to MAGA, but I'm gonna check in with y'all real quick. What's going on, Stick the Ruler? What's going
Hey,
on?
what's going on, Zeus?
Yeah, what's going on?
I seen you live this morning. It was awesome. Just like
Thank
the
you.
last caller said, the last guest said, and I just know that man behind you, uh,
Yeah,
he owned the room.
yeah,
I mean, uh, he
Ray.
left them in there with no press. The
Yeah,
press followed him
mm,
because he had something to say. He wanted to
yeah,
say it, and at the end of the day. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she tried to come out and say something, and why would somebody that in the future, I would say in the future,
right.
that gonna sue you, why would he initiate more contact with you. That doesn't
Right.
make any sense. Most of the time, when somebody's suing somebody else, they look away from them. They don't make eye contact. They don't do any of that.
Yep.
And I just think that that's what's in the works, and that's why he didn't say anything. She's already
Smart
done the
man.
damage.
Yep.
And I just refuse to even acknowledge her because I'm suing her. That's what I
Yeah.
got from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Smart man. She's not a credible person. She's a nasty person. Stay away from people like that.
for sure, for sure. And
Yeah.
you know, earlier today, uh, I couldn't get into
How
a
am I
live,
clueless?
and
Mm-hmm.
and even before I couldn't get in the live, somebody was already up there. Well, what was in my head trying to get into the live was tell the story of the scorpion and the frog,
Mm.
right?
Go ahead.
And I was just gonna tell that story, but the live was full and I couldn't get in. Would you
Yeah.
know the next person that came up when I couldn't get in
Well.
had the actual background of the scorpion and the frog?
Oh, really?
I didn't even
Wow.
have to get up. I canceled my request
Where was this?
because I think it was an oil spill live
Oh,
earlier
okay.
today.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So it was very interesting that there's other people that see the same thing.
Mm.
So for those people who don't know the scorpion and the frog, it goes a little something like this. Layman's term.
Mm.
There's a frog. He's sitting in the swamp, and there's
Right.
a scorpion. He comes up, and the scorpion can't swim. So he asks the frog, "Hey, let me get on your back, and you swim over, and then I'll get off." And
Right.
he like, nah, man. I know about you. You a scorpion.
Mm.
Nah. I can't do that. He said, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm not gonna do that. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do that, man. I just need a ride over to the other side, please.
I remember this story. Sounds
Oh
very
yeah.
familiar.
So the frog is still, skeptical, but he's like, man, I can't swim. I'll drown. He says, all right, fine.
Mm.
They get 3/4 of the way. The scorpion stings him.
Yep.
The frog looks back and he says, man, why did you do that? Now both of us are gonna drown.
Right.
He said, you know who I am. You know my nature. So in other words, the scorpion didn't even care about drowning himself. Long as he got you, the frog, it doesn't matter. And
And
that's
in
what
this
we dealing with.
and in this story, who's the scorpion and who's the frog?
And in this story, the scorpion would be Donald Trump.
Oh.
In this story, the frog would be the American people.
Mm. Mm.
So for all those Magites, you willingly are the frog.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's basically the best way I could put it.
Bingo. That's a good way to look at it. All right. That's a very good way to look at it. You see, MAGA, this is what we're talking about. You're putting yourself in the worst situations possible, and you're blaming everyone else except yourself.
It's true. It's
Right?
very true. Yeah, and so again, if you have eyes and you look at the actual hearings today that went on,
Yeah.
that Hunter Biden, invited himself to,
Mm-hmm.
because he knew that it was going to be on TV.
Right.
He knew that the public would see it. He knew that the public would hear his answers directly in real live time. Did it go down?
Mm.
No. Why? Because of the Republican Congress sitting in front of him.
Bingo.
They didn't want it to go down like that. They don't.
Yeah.
They said they wanted to talk to him, but they didn't want to talk to him where everybody could see it. They wanted to talk to him in private. But
Yeah.
it's funny. It's funny
Yeah.
that Marjorie Taylor Greene had something of his that was very private.
What exactly did she have? From what I understand, it was a very disgusting and filthy picture.
Yeah, and one of the congressmen had to ask her, was it porn? She says, no, it's not porn. And he goes, well, you're the expert.
Wow.
Wow.
That's why I
Yeah.
say, is what does MAGA really have to offer the American people besides nastiness and evil?
I really don't know. I just know that if you're looking for a boss, if you CEOs and companies out there, or you need a CEO, that guy behind Zeus, Man, he
got him.
commanded that room. Boy, he commanded that room.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, y'all, that's what y'all respect, right? Y'all respect strength.
Yeah.
Y'all respect the superhero chin. Right over his hat, I can see a superhero chin.
Right
And
there. Get used to it,
the
Trump
evil,
supporters.
the evil, man. The
Yeah.
evil had nothing to say today. They were
Yeah.
shut down.
Yeah.
But that's all I came in to say in the kingdom real quick, Zeus.
All right, bro. I appreciate you checking in. All right.
Yeah, man. I don't want you to because I know right now you let Maggie in, correct?
Yeah. Yep. We're in the closet of truth. All right.
Okay. So I know you let Maggie in. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the comments and I'm gonna go, like and all of that good stuff. I just want to hear what they gotta say on this. I
Yeah.
really do. I
Yeah.
really do. I'm curious.
Yeah. Me too.
I want to know? Do they think that was a strong? Was he's a strong American?
Right.
Strong. That's so strong.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, I want to
Send the
know.
guest request, you Trump supporters. Don't spend all that
Exactly.
time. They spend all this time on my videos. They do. And they leave all these crazy comments. Now I'm in the closet of truth and they're nowhere to be found. Hilarious.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll sit and I'll wait because again, love the show Zeus, love
Thank
the
you.
kingdom, love the closet of truth, and I'm in here right now, so I'll sit back and I'll wait.
All right,
I'm
let's
very
see
patient.
let's cast our fishing poles and see what Trump supporters we can catch this time. All right.
Right. All right now.
All
You
right.
be
Stick
easy,
to
Zeus.
YouTube champ and keep up the good work. All right.
For sure. For
All
sure.
right, all right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my good friend, Stick the Ruler. All right, all right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Yeah, this is in the closet of truth. There's a lot of things happening out here in the media. Mainly this guy, Hunter Biden, who put on a stellar performance today. While they were trying to, catch him in a trap in Congress, for not responding to his subpoena, he showed up and showed out, and he had Marjorie on. To me, she sounded like an ex-girlfriend, perhaps, but it was just amazing to me that he was able to do this and really just humiliate the GOP today, and it was a surprise, right? Isn't that impressive, right? And so, to the person in my comment section, you keep mentioning that the Bidens are corrupt. Please, if any of you Trump supporters, if any of you have any evidence of President Biden's or his son's crimes, please get on in the box and tell the truth. I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm a nice, reasonable guy. I'm pretty fair, right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm pretty fair. All right. That doesn't mean I'm gonna let you get away with it, but it just behooves me that there's not a Trump supporter out here on this app, and I've been doing this for quite a while, that is reasonable and agreeable when it comes to simple things like facts. It's the most bizarre thing I have ever seen. We should agree that 1+1, thank you for the gift, all right? Thank you for those lightning hands. We should be able to agree on information in order to further the discussion. What we just witnessed with the previous panelist, Mr. Tricky Dicky, is that what we call him, Miss Boss Diva, clickbait? What we just witnessed was someone who's unagreeable and they default to what I call sign language, shame, insult, guilt, the need to be right. That's MAGA, that's what MAGA does. They spend a lot of time on this app calling people names. They don't have any information. They stay in their feelings. They pretend they're victims when they're really not. So I am asking any of you Trump supporters, I'm being nice, please, if you believe what you truly believe is true, get on in this box and show us the proof. Who in there? What is this? Who is this guy right here? Oh, like liberals don't. Okay, I see somebody. I mean, don't just say it in the chat. Okay, 10 followers. Let's get. I'm just looking at these people. None of you have the courage. None of you have the strength to back up any of your claims. All right. I mean, because this is what this is about. I was talking to your leader. He's ultimate MAGA, Mr. Clickbait. He said, Donald Trump had no clue that what was going to happen. He had no clue about what was going to happen on January 6th. It was a complete surprise to the former president. And we're talking about the president of the United States. They should know everything. The president of the United States The United States should know everything, right? He should have a good idea of what's going on. So please, Trump supporters, get on out of Zeus's comments. When I do my show in the morning and they say I'm lying, I see those comments and I take a mental note. They keep saying I'm lying. They keep saying I'm lying. You have the strength, Vegas, but you're too tired. I get it. Trump is innocent, but he also needs immunity. Biden's are corrupt, but Trump took $7 million from China. What the heck is that all about with 24 followers? Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. No answers from MAGA once again. I guess Donald Trump is right. You all are a bunch of suckers and losers. And that's just how the cookie crumbles, all right? That's just how the cookie crumbles. It's just amazing to me that none of you have the courage to get in here and defend your honor. There he is, Michael Davis, Zeus. You have zero clue on the stuff you talk about. Please keep it clean, Michael Davis. Please, Michael, you can come in. Go ahead. I sent you a guest request. Come on in. Tell me what I don't know what I'm talking about. Michael, greetings. Are you there, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You said I don't know, and you use an expletive. What I'm talking about. Is there
Zeus, you
anything?
have zero clue on anything, and you lie a lot, bud.
I do.
You do.
Well, how do you?
Trump literally signed off his hotels, his businesses, everything to his son when he became president.
What is that process? What do they call that process when a business owner does that? You mean divested?
He relinquished his rights.
He divested. He said he divested, right? That was the claim.
And everything that Trump made, I'm doing this in parentheses, Trump didn't make. That was Trump hotels and casinos. That was people renting his hotels.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you pulled out your pocketbook and you rented a fucking hotel room and you were.
Well, can you keep it clean? Now we're having a civilized conversation.
I just get tired of the lies, man. You guys do this all the time.
You can be frustrated. I completely am okay with that. I just want the facts, right? Can we? So my first thing is this, and I gotta push back.
Finish him, Zeus. D. Kitty said, "Finish him, Zeus." There's no finishing me. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so you have facts.
I have 100% facts.
Good. So the businesses that Trump had, right? You're okay with Donald Trump running those businesses, even though he said he divested. You're okay with that?
Trump never ran the businesses. He literally signed all his rights away to his kid.
Right. Do you have any proof of? You have proof of that? If not, I'm going to have to not give you credit for that. All right. You can't get credit.
Yeah, it's literally public knowledge.
Give me the website. Give me the website that I can look up where we can look. We all
Zeus,
can look.
Look up Donald Trump signing his businesses over to his kid.
Okay.
Look it up.
All right, let me pull up what I found. Trump says he won't divest from his businesses while president. That's what I found.
Trump literally signed his business over to his kid. He did that in front of everybody.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about that publicity stunt he did, where he got all those.
Stunt.
Yeah, he got all those papers out there. Remember,
I guess like Hunter Biden did today, that publicity stunt, right?
Well, I wouldn't liken it to that, but just for the sake of being truthful to the audience, Donald Trump never divested himself from his business.
He 100% did.
Even though he publicly did that little thing to get his supporters to believe it, he never did. So now that that's settled, let's talk about the money that he was making. Right now, this report that came out, I was just talking to the previous guest, and he wouldn't accept it because he says it's leaning Democrat, and so. It's called White House for Sale, how princes, prime ministers, and premiers paid off President Trump. And basically, it outlines how 20 countries were paying Trump through his businesses, through some of his hotels and properties, which could have, it could have been a violation of the Emoluments Clause. Is that acceptable in your opinion?
I don't care how Trump makes his money. I don't care how Biden makes his money. I don't care if Biden sold our country out to Ukraine or Russia or whoever, through his son Hunter. I don't care if Donald Trump sells fucking Speedos for a living. It don't bother me.
Why do you gotta cuss? Why do you gotta use strong language like that? This is a clean show. Okay, so if you don't care, what is the issue? I'm trying to get my mind.
I'm asking you what the issue is.
I'm telling you, you know,
You guys seem so obsessed with Donald Trump, Zeus. That's all you talk about 24/7. Trump, Trump, Trump.
Oh,
Biden's
so that's
your Lord and Savior. Trump Trump does everything wrong.
and
Trump had mean tweets.
so
I mean, boy, it literally offends you guys so bad that Trump had mean tweets.
really.
Zeus, if you didn't have Trump to talk about, you wouldn't have a show. That's a fact.
So your complaint is I talk too much about your leader.
It's not my leader. I don't give a crap who's in charge.
Did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Biden once, and I voted for Trump once. You want to know the God's honest truth?
Yeah. So you voted for Biden in 2020.
I voted for Biden in 2020, and I got my receipt to prove it.
Okay. So then what? I don't get what your issue is. You said I was lying. You said I was lying about a lot of things, but it seems like you're a Democrat. You're a Democrat.
Oh, no, I'm definitely not a Democrat.
What the heck is the issue then? You said I was
definitely
lying
not a
about.
Democrat.
Well, what am I lying about? That's a long. That's
Zeus,
a strong
you were literally lying, saying Donald Trump benefited $7.5 million while in office.
7.8.
7.8, whatever it was. That wasn't Trump benefiting that. That was Trump hotels and casinos.
Which is, who's the president of Trump, or who's the president?
Well, as of right now, I believe it's either Eric or his other son.
Okay, so this is when I have to, and I need you to be truthful. I have never met an honest Trump supporter.
Hold on. I'm trying to be completely upfront and honest with you. I don't lie about anything, man.
Okay,
you lie, you got to cover it up with another lie.
Right. So
what do you lie
consider
all day long?
What do you
to
consider
get people to donate to you and to have a platform? That's a fact.
What do you consider facts? What would it take for you to accept it as true? That's the thing.
Well, I mean,
right?
if I saw someone open their pocketbook up and hand it to Donald Trump, hand the check to Donald Trump, or sign a multi-million-dollar check to Donald Trump, then yeah, I'd believe something like that.
So the payment would have to go directly to Donald Trump, and you would have to see the $7.8 million in order for you to go, well, Zeus, you're actually right.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that level of proof, you're going to say it's all a lie. That's how your mind works.
With all this, look, Zeus, let me just go back here. Everybody has been on Trump since the day he came down that escalator and announced he wanted to run for president. And that's a fact.
You got any proof?
Absolutely. Look at every news channel in the world, man.
So you
oh my God. Is that your only argument? You got any proof? Got any proof?
Yeah, that's
I just gave you all the proof. The day he came down the escalator and announced he was going to run for president, the news media and literally everybody in the world turned against him.
Wrong.
And you guys have been doing that crap. Let me not cuss. You guys have been doing that crap since he became president, before he became president. Then you're all complaining about why did he get...
Michael, I'm shaking my head no. That I don't agree with that.
Well, you can shake your head no. I mean, the proof's in the pudding.
So now we have a difference of opinions or facts, right? So which one of us is correct based on your logic? Because as far as I'm concerned, so this is what I'm getting at. You only believe yourself.
I believe everything I watch and see, but I do feel like you lie a lot to keep your audience happy.
Well, feeling like you lie is a lot different than me actually lying. So let me ask you. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, all right? So where do you get the information that you trust from? Since you don't trust me. I'm a liar. Democrats are liars.
A lot of you Democrats are liars. There's a lot of Republican liars too. Let me keep it 100.
Oh, okay, keep it a buck.
Both sides lie.
Okay, so where do you personally go to get the concrete facts?
I look at a lot of stuff off the government websites, man. You want to know the God's honest truth?
Yeah. Government website?
I don't watch Fox News. I know that's what y'all's talking point is. Oh, well, you must watch Fox News. I don't watch CNN. I don't watch MSNBC.
But now can I ask this question? You said ever since he came down that escalator, right? The whole world has been, and I said, what proof do you have?
It's not the whole world, but it is all the left.
Okay, but I said, what proof do you have? And your response was, look at the news, right?
Zeus, have you ever heard the news report one good thing Donald Trump's done?
But I want to answer that.
Hold
but
on,
you said
hold on.
Look
Answer
at the
that
news.
question for me.
So do you look at the news or not?
I'm just asking you, look at the news. Look at any news organization you turn on, and I know what you're getting at. I just told you I don't watch the news. And there's a reason I don't watch the news.
When did you stop watching it?
I stopped watching the news in like 2022, man. Well, you go ahead and laugh all you want. I don't care.
Okay. So you haven't seen any news since 2022.
No, I do get on Twitter and I scroll through there and I get on Instagram. I see people talking about stuff on there. And boy, let me tell you something. If you want the factual news, you get on TikTok and you watch all these basic nobodies who don't know crap about politics let you talk about politics. I mean, that's how you're going to get your 100% news sources.
Okay. But you did say earlier that if it comes from a .gov that you trust it, government website. You did say that.
No, honestly, I don't even believe the government anymore, man. No. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing with the FBI stuff. They're refusing to release 1,200 hours of J6 footage because they're afraid it's going to expose the FBI now. And that's a whistleblower just came out reporting that.
Michael.
Hold on, Zeus. Answer that for me. Do you believe the government?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you this question. When did, because you say I'm a liar, so I know you don't believe me. But
Zeus,
when
I
did
just
you
told you lie about a lot of stuff to pander to your constituents, man. And that's what they are. They're constituents.
Okay, so
they're not your fans.
You're in the United States.
They're your constituents.
Let me explain why I trust the government, and then we'll get back to what I'm talking about. So I'm assuming you live in the United States, correct?
No, I live in Canada.
Okay. You've been in the States before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You ever flown on an airplane?
No.
You haven't flown on an airplane? You ever driven on the roads here? You've never?
Oh, yeah, I'm driving on the roads right now, headed to Florida.
Okay, but so you're in the States right now. Okay, so.
Oh, yeah.
So you know the federal government is involved in the highways, right? You do understand
federal government's involved in every aspect of your life.
Right. So when you say, "Do I trust the government?" and I give you the answer, "Yeah," that's why, because I understand there's a lot of services and supports that the government provides me as an American citizen.
I know,
right?
welfare.
For instance,
food stamps.
The United States military, they're protecting us, right? Right? That's how we have the freedom that we're enjoying, right? You got the FCC, right? You know, whether you're talking.
Did you just say
what part of the government
did you just say the military
trust? Yeah.
Did you just say the military is protecting us?
Yeah.
Our arms are so depleted
enemies,
we couldn't defend ourselves.
From enemies, foreign and domestic.
We're so depleted as far as our national arms right now, we couldn't defend ourselves in a war. We've sent it all to Ukraine.
Well, what country do you think you would get the support you're looking for, if not the United States, Michael?
Oh, I hope Russia steps in and gives us all the support we need.
Okay, great. Why don't you move there?
I'd like to.
What's stopping you? What's stopping you?
You're stopping me, Zeus. I love the show, man. You're stopping me.
Oh, okay. See, okay, so we're at no proof, and Zeus is stopping you from moving to Russia.
Zeus, if it wasn't for your show, I would move.
I don't believe that. So let me get back to my next topic. All right. So the website is oversightdemocrats.house.gov. It's a .gov website, and they're the ones that actually put out the report that showed Trump got this money from these countries. Would you consider this factual evidence to prove that Donald Trump got money?
How long have they been sitting on that, Zeus? Let me ask you that.
It took 7 years. It's 7 years worth of research.
I know it. It took 7 years, and it took them that much longer to convince Hunter Biden to not show up for a oversight hearing and, a congressional subpoena. I mean, it's kind of funny. Hold on, Zeus. It's kind of funny how that all came out about the time they indicted Hunter Biden.
What is the exception with Hunter Biden? This is something
I'm just saying, it always aligns.
It's not like we voted for Hunter Biden. You do understand
He showed up, and then he ran out like a fucking pardon my language, Zeus, a freaking coward when Marjorie Taylor Greene was about to question him. That is so ironic.
Why? What does he owe her? What does he owe Marjorie?
He don't owe her anything. I would love to have seen what he actually would do if he actually got questioned.
I think he did the right thing, right?
I
Why
wonder what
hit?
he's dodging. I wonder what he's dodging.
Well, you know what she's done to him, right?
Oh, I know exactly what everybody's done to everybody.
Would you want to talk to a woman that's flashed your nudes all over the world? And is just a corrupt and nasty person? Would you really sit down and give her any of your time, Mr. Michael Davis?
I'd give her all the
No.
time in the world. I'd
Oh
take her
my.
on a date.
This is what I'm talking about.
Zeus,
So
admit it. You'd go on a date with Marjorie Taylor Greene too.
absolutely not.
Zeus, yes, you
She's
would.
disgusting.
Come on, man.
Do you find her attractive?
No. I'd do it for political gains. Come on.
Wow. Wow. Michael, listen.
Zeus, hey, brother, I'm giving you shit, man. I came on
Listen,
here to troll, but it's not working.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. All right, I really don't.
Oh my God,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Anyway, yeah, this is all fun and games, but I watch you all the time, though, man. It's a pleasure finally getting up here to talk to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got to get out of here, Michael.
Hey, hold on. Let me say one thing to your audience, man. I love y'all's attitude, bud. Everybody, man. Y'all thought I was supporting Trump. Everybody was dropping in on my ass. I was like, damn.
Oh, my gosh, Michael. Get out of here, man. Wow. He's a Trump supporter. I guarantee it. You know him when you see him. You know him when you see him. Where's the rest of your MAGA demons, Michael? Thank you for coming up and being a good sport, but unfortunately you produced no facts as Zeus wins again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up another one. All right, who else do we got here? Kid Rocks, Michael. Who do we have here? Greetings, Admir, BL, Admir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Zeus. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Hey, you were
All right.
asking Mr. Michael earlier about proof and all of that. So where was your proof claiming that Trump was running his business while in the office? Who did that come from? Or is that your just speculation that you are inserting?
So let me get this straight. You don't believe Donald Trump divested from his business, and you're asking me to prove to you that he didn't.
But you're the one who's making that claim.
Yeah, because that's factual. You can go look it up.
But
And
where? Because everywhere I look, there's nowhere that says that.
Okay, go look up the White House for sale, how the one I've been talking about, how princes, prime ministers, and premiers paid off Trump. This report just came out January 4th, 2024. Go look it up. Okay. It's there.
And I did.
It shows.
And I did. But who reported it? That is my question.
No,
who reported it?
Your question was, how do I know he didn't divest, number one? And I answered it. And this isn't the only report that it's in. And then I gave, there's a website you can go look at. Did Donald Trump divest? No, Donald Trump said he didn't divest. That was a publicity stunt. So what is your question?
So my question is, are you going off of your personal imagination that he is, or the people who are reporting it that haven't been fact-checked or any source at all? None whatsoever.
What exactly is the grievance that you have?
Okay, so the grievance that I have, you're sitting here saying that there have been reports, all kinds of reports, that Trump ran his business while in the office. Correct?
Yes, and
okay, perfect.
And he profited from
perfect.
being in office. All right, directing money directly to his businesses to the amount of from 20 different countries to the amount of $7.8 million. This is in.
Where are these transactions?
So now you want to?
Where did these transactions? No. I'm asking where would these transactions be at? Did these go? Where are they at? Who sent them?
Well, some say some is Saudi Arabia, some from Qatar, some from the UAE, Kuwait. There's a lot of different countries. You are more than welcome to go look this report look it up again. You said you read it, right?
Yeah, I read it, and there's not a single person that's came out and says, yes, we gave it to. What you are, I'm assuming what you are talking about is the transactions between the Trump organization and all of these other his golf entities.
Is that what you
are you talking? Well,
That's your assumption. So it just to me, it just sounds like you're not too familiar with what's in the report.
That's why I'm asking you. So basically, what I'm going to get at is this: I would like to know, because everywhere I research, I can't find it. I would like to know what countries are saying this. Where did this transaction happen? Where's the transaction records? Who has them? Are we ever going to find out about them?
Yeah. And this is where I'm redirecting you. You got to go read the report, because my only concern here, honestly, Admir, is I don't think you believe the report. Even if you looked at it, for some strange reason, my mind is telling you the accounting firm that was referenced in the report that gave this information, you don't trust them. You think this is all fabricated, correct?
Well,
you think this is
a way, yes.
You think this is a Democrat hit job? He says, in a way, yes. I mean, I know where you're going. I know you, but why do you think so much effort and energy would go into making up something like this?
And why would they go make up a whole bunch of stuff for everybody?
Okay.
Not just Trump. Why would they go make up for everybody?
So let me flesh this out a little bit more. In order for this to actually work the way you're describing it, the accounting firm, right? The committee that put this report together, right? And a lot of other people would have to all be on the same page that we need to make this story up. All right? And none of us can get caught making a mistake in this little scheme we're trying to pull off. And so with that understanding, do you realize how difficult that would be? As opposed to perhaps the alternative, which is this is true.
So, okay. So by your standards, I can write, as, for instance, New York Times, they can come out and say whatever they want. They can write whatever they want. But if people do not question it, it's 100% true.
No.
Okay. So that's the question that I have. Is this report, if he did get this, excuse my language, F Trump.
Yeah.
F Trump.
Yeah.
No, I would just like to know, where did this come from?
Right.
Where is this money? Where did it come from? Where did it go? That's all I want to know.
Okay. And I understand that's what you want to know. And if you read the report, you might get some of those answers to these questions. But a couple of things that we do know is that Donald Trump didn't divest from his businesses, and that he used his businesses to enrich himself by taking money from these countries, right? Come stay at my hotels if you want a deal. All right? I'll sell you these Raptor airplanes if you put some extra money in that business of mine over there, right? To the tune of around $7.8 million. And there's proof, there's evidence of this actually happening. So, are we at the point where you can just say F Trump?
If that is what happened, then F him.
Yeah.
He's not going to get my vote. And no doubt about it.
Yeah.
If that's what happened, then F him.
Yeah. I mean, and this is playing out on multiple fronts, right? A lot of time, I spend time talking about J6. Right? You see me talk about J6, I suppose, right? But
sir, once or twice, yes, sir.
Yeah, you see these multiple civil cases that he's got, right? You see that, right?
Yeah.
At a certain point, some of this has to be true.
Well, I'm the type of person, innocent until proven guilty. And I understand there's 91 charges, there's 4 indictments, let the courts play out.
Right.
Let the courts play out.
And you know what?
I have no problem with that.
I'm actually just like you. I'm innocent until proven guilty as well, right? But I'm also a bit of a numbers kind of person. And we got to start looking at patterns, right? Because if there's a problem anywhere, usually there's a pattern behind it. Wouldn't you agree?
Agree, 100%.
Right? So when you look at Donald Trump, there's a pattern, right? Especially right now, whether it's criminal, whether it's civil, whether it's he was impeached twice, right? There's a problem there.
But wasn't he also acquitted twice?
I mean, regardless of that, there's a problem. He keeps getting into trouble. Whether he's the president, right? Whether he's married, whether he's out of the office, he has a pattern of always seeming to get into trouble. And you
I'll
can't.
go with that. Yeah, I can't deny that.
I mean, and so with that being said, when stuff like this comes out, it's not outside of the norm when you're thinking about Donald Trump.
It is not. I never said it is outside the norm.
Right.
Like you, I always wanted to see the facts.
Right.
So yeah.
So the report is here. You can go look at it. You can go look at docket numbers. You can go look at the indictments. You can go look at whatever fraud cases he's being in and see the facts. Wouldn't you call those things facts?
Well, just because, a prosecutor or whatever they want to say is that state's job is to kind of go against you. But now, can they prove it in court of law? That's a whole different story.
So you're saying these people who've taken an oath to do their jobs, that they got an email or maybe called to a meeting and say, hey, I'm going to need you to set aside your normal job duties and join me in this conspiracy to bring down Donald Trump. And you're saying that this meeting took place behind the scenes and that's what's really going on.
In a way, I don't think the world wants him to be a president again. And they're going to do everything they can to stop him.
Okay, and I'll agree with you. In a way, the world doesn't want Donald Trump in the White House again. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't want Donald Trump in the White House. So you're right about that. But do you know why I don't want him? And why a lot of people don't want him? And I'll give you a hint. I never had a meeting with the DNC or George Soros. I never had a meeting with them about this. Something I realized on my own. What do you think that is?
Well, everybody has their own opinions. Everybody looks at pictures different.
Right.
Everybody can go. I mean,
but
and that's why. Oh, go ahead. I apologize.
But you're an intelligent person. What do you suppose is the reason there's this big resistance to MAGA and their leader Donald Trump going on all throughout the world? What is it? What do you think it is?
My personal opinion, even the people on the right side don't want him, is because the way he talks, he's not a politician. He doesn't know how to carry himself. He doesn't know how to speak correctly in politician language, quote, quote.
What else?
He basically didn't give a, excuse my language, he didn't give a crap about nothing. He really didn't. He just went and did it his own little way, which a lot of stuff I didn't agree with. Some stuff I did.
Right.
So yeah.
But the main thing you said that I'm going to I paid attention to was you said a lot of stuff you don't agree with and some stuff you do. So it sounds to me like a majority of the things he was doing, it doesn't align with you. And imagine this. A lot of people all throughout the world, they feel the same way, if not more.
Okay. So the question that I have is this.
And I got to layer it with the fact that he's also committing crimes.
I can't say he's not because I'd be lying. I know some stuff that, in my eyes, it should be a crime, but because they're president, it's not.
I mean, the classified documents, that's crime, right?
That is the thing that I disagreed with him 100%. All he had to all he had to do was return these God blessed documents, never take them, and we wouldn't even talk. We wouldn't even have this conversation.
What about January 6th? You agreed with him on that? You like how he handled that?
No, I don't agree what happened at all.
No, but you like how he handled it.
The problem is he didn't handle it. He didn't go either way.
So would you give
he handled it at all?
Would you give Trump an A+ or an F for how he handled January 6th?
Oh, the fail.
Okay.
Oh, that's coming from a fail.
What about how he handled the pandemic?
So that's a touchy subject for me because
it's A or F. No explanation required. Just speak from your heart.
If I have to speak from my heart, I have to say an F. Just because it's a touchy subject for me.
So you're giving him an F for January 6th, an F for the pandemic. What about this whole situation with you're familiar with his SA cases, his sexual assault cases? Are you familiar with that?
With the E. Jean Carroll?
Yeah.
I started to read it a little bit and not really familiar with the whole thing. Just started reading it a little bit.
But he was found liable for it. $5 million, and he's about to get whacked again. Right?
Yeah, I heard. I heard.
What would you
that.
give him on that? A plus or F? A plus or F?
F. No doubt. I mean, that's just a stupid argument.
What about the New York fraud case? A plus or F? Decades of fraud.
That hasn't been proven yet. That I can't answer.
No. It's been proven. He was inflated.
I'm just asking a legit question. Has he been found guilty on any of those? Because I'm not familiar with any.
Now we're getting into how much he's going to pay, and they're asking for $370 million, right?
Yeah,
So he had weeks and weeks to try to change course with this, but they already found him liable for committing fraud. What would you give him in that case? A plus or an F?
If what you're saying is true, then that's got to be an F. There's nothing you can do.
F, right? So let's get back to your original question, because I think you and I can agree that it's more likely that Donald Trump is just a terrible person, more so than it is everyone's somehow meeting secretly to bring him down. The odds are, from a numbers perspective, he's more likely a terrible person if people don't want him in office than it is that George Soros and the DNC and the rhinos are all conspiring together with a cabal, somehow orchestrating this secret meeting to bring Donald Trump down.
I don't, as far as that conspiracy goes, I believe, I don't know about George Soros. I personally think he's a piece of POS.
Well, some people do.
Just so you know what I mean. But as far as that goes, my personal feeling is, if that is the case, fine. Trump is a POS. Okay, let's agree to disagree.
Right.
But why not give it if we believe in our system, and I think you believe in our voting system, correct?
I do.
You believe in our voting
democracy.
Okay, cool. So why not have the people choose? Just
right.
Fine. He's a piece of crap. Have the people choose.
So you're talking about the ballot situation.
I'm talking of the overall thing.
I think the people are choosing. I think we've all of us here in the United States, we understand the rule of law. We understand the Constitution applies, right? And when things aren't the way they should be, we enforce the Constitution, right?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about specifically about Colorado case, there's a reason why it's going up to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, there's checks and balances. There's checks and balances, but hey, the Constitution has something in it for if a person engages in an insurrection. That's checks and balances. And I'm glad they put it in the Constitution. Otherwise, you know what? We might be in a space where it really would be something the people have to figure out on the spot, which to me would also be a threat to our democracy. Why would you want to allow somebody the opportunity that you and I have just confirmed got a lot of Fs that failed on multiple fronts? Why would you allow them to get a second chance at the White House? It doesn't make any sense.
Because it goes back to the point where, like you said, there's a lot of people that believe in this conspiracy, that this is all happening to keep him away.
Right.
And in a way, to these people, and I was one of them, and in a way I still am, it's, okay, well, why are you going against this dude now? Why didn't you go prior? Because we knew, you and I can agree, if you know anything about Trump, about New York and, you know, with the mob in the 80s and 90s and all of that.
Right.
I'm sure there was a lot of fraud then.
Yeah.
I think why didn't they investigate him then? Why did they pull this stuff back then?
Well,
they didn't.
I get that's your concern, but I think there's a lot of people out here that are possibly committing crimes and not getting caught, right? That's just kind of par for the course. But I do also recognize that when you assume the highest level in government, which is the president in the United States, you subject yourself to that kind of scrutiny. People want to know.
Agreed.
People want to know what the president is involved with, because this is the person that is carrying out and enforcing the Constitution all across the United States and internationally, foreign. So he subjected himself to this, right?
And I don't disagree. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
He put himself, and you know, he's gonna have to live with whatever comes to him.
Every president has to go through this same burning process, this same this fiery process, with this mining process. He's not special.
No,
we want to know if he's getting paid from other countries, right?
I do. I know I do.
Yeah.
I want to know where the hell this money coming from.
Yeah. And
where did it go?
And he hid his tax returns from us, correct?
Well, he didn't hid it from us as a private citizen. He didn't. Even as a running for president, you don't have to disclose that.
But that goes against what you and I just agreed to. You said, and you agreed to it, if they're the president, you want to know what they got going on. You're casting your vote for them. So why does he want to drag us through this audit business that he was making up? I can't show you my taxes because they're under audit. No other president did that. Yeah,
I think that was a bullshit.
Yeah, now keep it clean though. Yeah, you're exactly right. It was BS, and this is the problem. So what I want to basically conclude this conversation by saying is, you and I agree Donald Trump was a terrible president. Pretty much, we give him an F. He's a terrible person, and it's more likely than not that the reason he's getting a lot of this resistance is because people just don't like him. There's no.
I wish I had an argument about that, but I just don't, because if you look at the facts,
you just agreed with me. You just agreed with me. You just agreed with me. We gave him a bunch of Fs together. Remember?
I wish I can. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I wish I can give you an argument, but I can't.
Oh, okay, I got it.
There's no arguments about it.
Right. So,
I wish I can give you some, but I can't.
Yeah, and that's just how the cookie
And the question that I had from you. Yeah, and the question that I had, the reason why I came up here is this. So what happened? Let's just assume, okay? What happens when the Supreme Court comes back and says, you know what? Colorado doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. We're going to overturn this. What happens then?
We're still a country of law and order, correct?
Yes, sir.
So we got to go with that.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
The facts right now. Yeah. Huh? So knowing the facts that we know now.
Yeah.
Are we gonna argue over the Supreme Court?
If there's a legal option to appeal it because we don't think they got it right, by all means, please exercise it. But the law is the law, and no one's above the law. If that's the decision, we got to live with it. But I'm personally confident I'm confident that it doesn't matter either way. I'm personally confident at that level. Donald Trump most likely isn't going to get a second term because the odds are not in his favor. He has too many things going against him. Right?
I agree.
There's just too many things. I mean, and these are all self-inflicted, by the way. No one told him to plan the insurrection on January 6th. No one told him to keep the classified documents. And I've always argued, if the GOP, if they would have impeached him the first time and convicted him, none of this would have happened. But because he was allowed to escape accountability, this is what you get.
As far as the documents go, all he had to do was just return the damn thing, and we wouldn't have this conversation.
At least on the document side, but he still was committing fraud for decades and all that other stuff. And again,
I think my personal opinion is that was kind of the breaking point was the documents. Because had he just returned the documents, I think they would have let the other stuff kind of, a little bit slide.
Yeah.
But because of what he did with the documents, I think that was the breaking point, and they've had enough, and now they're going to hit him with everything that they've got. And I've always said one thing: once you get the federal government involved, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. And they're not going to let up. They're going to definitely get to the bottom of this. The federal government has way more resources than Donald Trump, and we will get the truth. I also believe, personally, that the reason Donald Trump is doing all of this is because he's hiding something from the American people that he doesn't want us to find out that he did while he was president. We don't know what it is, but I think he's hiding something, and I really do believe, this is me being a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, right? I don't have any proof, but this is why I think he's going to these extremes. All right, Admir, now I'm going to switch out. There's a lot of background noise.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a good conversation, right? See, you gotta let them get the thoughts out. All right, so that we can then unpack them together, all right, and explore what makes sense and really what doesn't make sense, all right? Thank you, Rick. All right, because see, they always tell me they have proof. And they, I put these videos out, right? Because I like to do that. I put these videos out. And then they come into my comments. Zeus, you're a liar. You're a liar. Okay, fine. Show me the proof, please. I'm more than willing to be have my software updated, as they say. All right. Good morning. I say good morning. Wow. Raw. Hello. How are you?
Hey, Zeus. Hey, I'm a big fan, brother. And I just want to congratulate you on doing a great job, man.
Okay.
Doing a great job with that lady, too. I mean, I think you opened her eyes, and we need to keep on doing this. The last lady right now.
That was a lady?
Oh, was it? I don't know. I sounded like a lady.
Oh my gosh, Raw, where have you been, my friend? You've been listening this whole time?
Yeah, I was listening this whole time, Zeus. I'm from Texas. From Texas, and kind of disappointed with our state, but hopefully we can turn blue this year, and
yeah,
we didn't make some changes, get rid of that Abbott and get rid of that Ted, and
get rid of all of those corrupt politicians out there in the state of Texas. You're a Democrat, I suppose?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You been a Democrat all your life?
Yeah, most of all our life. I grew up in South Texas, San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
And in the barrios, and that's all. We grew up like that.
Yeah. Well, what is the issue with immigration that's going on out there?
Man, I travel. I go to Monterrey a lot, back and forth.
How far is that from you? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
It's about a 2-hour drive, about 170 miles around there.
Okay. And so the issue with immigration is a real serious issue out there, I see, at least from the reports that I've been seeing.
Yeah, that's just it. There's a lot of, I don't understand. There's a lot of people saying the border's wide open, and I can understand because they see the videos and everything, but it's nothing like that. I'm a big fan of T too, and I was very proud of T to go down, that he went down there and
good guy. Yeah.
Now the thing is that there is a lot more people coming down, but not from Mexico. They're from other states, other countries, and that's because their countries, their government,
they're hurting. A lot. When you see people like that, these are people who are hurting for the most part, and they're looking for a better life. And who are we to kind of judge folks in that situation, in that space, right? That's the issue.
Exactly. I mean, there's no,
the border isn't open. Yes.
Yeah, and I say that the Mexicans, there's not that many crossing because their economy's doing pretty good now. It used
really?
It used to be like 20, 23, 24 pesos to the dollar.
Yeah. Okay.
and now it's like at 14.
Oh wow.
So
Well,
they're
the thing is, it definitely will require whatever needs to be done. To me, it will require a bipartisan solution, right?
yeah, and
And
now we have Mexico helping us out.
yeah, yeah.
So it's a good thing that I think Biden's doing a great job. The
Thank you.
hypocrisy with the Republicans. I mean,
Yeah,
he's trying to pass this bill for $14 billion to
right.
add to the border and all that stuff, and they won't do it. So how else do you fix it? You got to hire more people.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
they're trying to sabotage President Biden right now to bring down his poll numbers. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they're trying to run Hunter Biden's name through the mud. But I have confidence that the American people won't fall for it. I mean, I also understand that the conflict between Palestine and Israel is something that a lot of people are upset with President Biden about. But at the end of the day, this is really about whether or not we care about democracy as a country, and that's the larger issue.
And I think he's doing a good job with that.
Yeah,
Uh, Palestine and
he's
Jerusalem.
doing the best he can.
Yeah, because
Cut it out, D-Mac.
we don't want boots on the ground over there. We don't, and that's what he's trying to avoid.
Yeah,
And it's just hopefully here in Texas we'll turn blue, and because we need to make a change, man. We need to
yeah,
work together, and all this chaos and everything.
yeah,
It's ridiculous. And I
yeah,
think it's getting worse because MAGA knows that those walls are closing in on them.
yeah, yeah,
Especially now with what came out about Trump, $7 million from other countries, and the people
yeah.
don't understand too. He made millions off of our government.
Yeah, I was just talking to the gentleman before you. This report came out. Well, there's two of them I was talking to. One, whatever his name, clickbait. He doesn't believe it because it's made by the Democrats. He says so he can't trust it. And then the other side is, well, they want to go deeper into the report. They actually want to see the bank statements, right? Greetings, DJ.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the thing, right? When it comes to Trump supporters, what do they consider facts is the first question, and then what are you gonna do once Donald Trump is put into prison?
And the other thing is that who are you going to believe? The government, the .orgs, or are you going to believe Fox News or OAN? And that's ridiculous, man. I
Yeah,
mean, to me, uh, it's just like a comedy channel, man, with the
yeah,
things that they come up with. But
yeah.
Zeus, I just want to say I'm mostly a spectator. I love your posting and your lives, and
Thank
same
you.
with T and Political Mom, and all
Hey,
these guys, man. I appreciate what y'all do, and hopefully, like I said, we'll turn blue here in Texas, and just hopefully everything will turn out all right. And I think so. I think
yeah, I
so.
think so. I might have to come out to Texas like I did Arizona and help turn Texas blue. Should I do that? I should
Well,
do that.
I follow you, and if ever you're down here in San Antonio, just send me a
Yeah.
message, and we'll go eat some tacos.
All right. Oh well, I hear they got good tacos out there. All
Yeah,
right.
we got good food here in San Antonio.
Dang! Wow, I gotta try. Out here in California, I know we got some good tacos, but I can only imagine what they're like out in Texas. All right. Well, listen up, Rawl. Thank you so much, my good friend. All right. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I did give you a follow.
Thank you, Zeus. Have a
All
good one.
right. All right. All right. All right. That was a good conversation. All right. Thank you, Rawl. See, ladies and gentlemen, all I was doing today in this closet of truth was I was really trying to help. I was trying to talk to Trump supporters, all right, and really give them a once in a lifetime opportunity to talk to Zeus, all right, because they're in my comments all the time, whether I'm live or when I make my videos, and they go, Zeus, you're lying. And out of the Trump supporters that I've talked to today, I haven't heard 1 ounce of truth from them. All right, we don't watch the news, but everything they told me to believe came from the news. It's one of those things, and I just don't get it. But you know what? We live and we move on. All right. Oh my goodness, my good friend Jewel. Hello, Jewel. How are you doing? Long time no see.
Right. It's been a while.
Right.
I
How
got
are you?
somebody who wants to talk to you.
Who?
Megan.
Megan, your daughter?
Yes, sir.
What? Oh my gosh, she's back from college. Wow.
Are
Wow.
you ready for it?
Yeah, yes, yes. Hey,
Okay.
Megan. Wow. What a
Hi there.
treat.
Do you remember me?
I do. How has it been? How have you been?
Good, just keeping busy and everything. How about yourself?
Same thing, doing, the Lord's work, so to speak. All right. Are you back for good or are you just taking a break?
Well, I'm still going to class online and everything and all that. I'm
Okay.
finishing up my political science degree right now.
Oh, so you decided on political science.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
wow.
always excited. Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. That's a
So
good topic.
I've got about 3 years done, and I've got
Wow.
a little less than 1 year left.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's happened that fast? Wow. Why did you choose political science, if you don't mind? I'm
Oh,
just curious.
I've just always been interested in, just society and how things,
Mm,
growing up
mm.
kind of low income and everything, and just seeing the systemic issues and experiencing some of that myself.
Wow.
I always thought, I see all of these things because of firsthand experience, and I want to
Mm.
do it the world better.
I got it. Are you following politics?
Oh, I
Re-
mean, I kind of have to. It's just like, it's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah. It's
historical
in.
job
Well,
description.
if you don't mind, how old are you right now? Or what age
I
range?
just turned 25.
25, okay. And so you're 25 years old. Wow, I'm thinking back to when I was 25. And what are you hearing from, your friends, your colleagues perhaps in terms of the world of politics? What is the consensus out there?
Well, a lot of what I'm focused in on right now, especially because I specifically study like international politics and like human rights stuff, is what's going on in the Middle East. And you just
Mm,
brought that up a minute ago, and I kind of wanted to talk about that and get away
okay.
get away from the Trump stuff for a minute because I'm not a Trump supporter, not even close. I don't.
Okay.
I am far enough left that I am critical of Biden. I don't like Biden.
Okay, I understand.
And that's
And
kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because
okay,
you alleged that he's doing the best that he can in
correct.
what's going on in Gaza, and that's not something I agree with. I'm enormously disappointed and frankly disgusted about how he's handled that, and I just want to talk about that a bit.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, and share with us. I have no problem with people who don't agree with me. I'm more than willing to hear you out.
Well, and I also believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, way a few people in the box ago, you had made a statement saying that Biden hadn't really breached any significant laws. Is that correct?
I didn't say he didn't
Okay.
pass any significant legislation. I actually said he did.
No, I'm saying that he isn't, that you said he isn't breaking any significant laws.
Oh, he's breaking laws. Yeah, I ask people all the time. I say, "Is Biden guilty of any crimes?" And the
Yes,
answer is
I'm
no.
saying
So your opinion is that he is.
yes.
Right.
Are
And
you
what are
familiar?
those crimes?
Are you familiar with the Leahy Law that was codified in 1997?
The Leahy Law.
Yeah.
No, what is it? Tell me.
It is essentially saying that it's a law preventing the U.S. from sending any kind of significant financial aid to a foreign country that is credibly accused of human rights violations.
Mm-hmm. The term Leahy Law refers to a provision prohibiting the United States government from using funds for assistance to units of foreign security forces where there is credible information implicating that the unit in the commission of gross violations of human rights. All right, got it.
And that's been used to prevent sending funds over the years to countries such as Indonesia, other parts of Southeast Asia, Mexico too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey at one point. So it's been something used in the past, and it is a law that he has broken in bypassing Congress and signing executive orders to send hundreds of millions of dollars to ammunition to Israel, which is
Mm.
facing multiple accusations from human rights lawyers in the UN.
So has Israel been designated as one of those countries? I'm looking at it right now, and so
Right
I
now,
don't. Huh?
Israel right now is being sued by several
Right, but but
coalition of lawyers. In the thing is, it's not that it.
but I'm reading it, and it says in order for that to actually happen, there has to be an evaluation and assessment done in order to make that determination. So from what I'm gathering, you're saying that has been determined about Israel.
There needs to be evidence that there needs to be reasonable evidence that these things are happening, and that evidence exists.
But has Israel been determined to be one of these countries that basically the government is not allowed to, send money to because of gross violation? Has that assessment been completed?
Okay, so what I am saying is that there isn't the way that it works and the way that it's worked in the past with these countries is that there are investigations not done in the question of this law in and of itself. These are separate, independent investigations that can be done by anybody, and this evidence needs to be presented, and that this needs to be something that is evaluated. Okay.
I get that it needs to be evaluated, but to me, and I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, right? I come from the world, at least my understanding of things and how things work. It's one thing to make a claim that somebody is something, but it's another thing to actually produce the evidence and prove it, right? You get that, right?
Yes. What I'm saying is, let me explain. So when this is one of those things where when you're sending money to another country, you need to prove that they meet this criteria of what they're not doing. So, for example, let's say you want to send $50 million to, let's say Laos. We want to send $50 million to Laos, for example. I'm just coming up with a hypothetical.
Yeah.
And in order to have that happen, they need to prove that Laos meets this criteria of of their human rights and what this money is going to. There needs to be transparency, and they need to know that this money is not going to somewhere nefarious, essentially.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, is that this vetting process is not occurring with the money that we're sending to Israel.
Which to me limits the ability to enforce the violation that you're citing, right?
No, I'm saying
it's almost like we're talking about, I don't know, putting the cart before the horse. I mean, this conflict that just started, it's pretty new, right?
No, it's not. It's been going on, and there's been
it started October 7th.
No, this has been going on for decades.
Okay, but I'm talking about the one that just started. They haven't been really making this an issue since the conflict broke out on October 7th, correct?
The U.S.'s awareness and ability to act in this issue is okay. So, Israel.
I guess, Megan. I guess this is my thing, and I love the fact that you and I can have, because you're the first person that I would say I've had this kind of a conversation. My thing is, it's too early, in my opinion, to start casting these kind of allegations and judgment calls.
Well, there are lawyers who have filed and basically saying that Biden is a complicit in genocide, and these cases are going through U.S. district courts as we speak.
Okay, so then that means they got to work out and got to get proven in court.
But
what I get a little apprehensive about is, and even with Trump, right? If he hasn't gotten the full due process, we can't go ahead and jump straight to doing the sentencing, right? You do agree that I mean, can we agree that as bad as things happen, right? Whether somebody goes out here right now and they commit a very violent act, to just the next day execute them, to me, that's not a country I want to be in. That's not the law. Okay. We have to follow the law, right?
Yes, we do have to follow the law, and there is a due process that needs to happen. Okay. But what I'm saying is that we, as people, on this side of the political spectrum, we can't bypass and turn a blind eye to Biden because the alternative is Trump. I think we need to hold them all accountable. And
I get that, right? But we're in a situation now where the boat is sinking. Imagine this. The boat is sinking. All right? And some tough decisions got to be made to save those who can be saved. Not everybody might get saved, but this boat, and here's the thing. If we don't do what needs to be done, everybody's going down. You can understand this analogy, right?
I think the way I see it is, let's say a boat, or let's say even a plane, and we have to choose who the pilot is.
No, we already got the pilot. You can't be in the mid-flight going, let's switch pilots out when we got the pilot we got, right?
And what I'm saying is, we have the 2024 election coming up, right. And I think we need to look at other options on the Democratic ticket.
Oh, well, see, I'm on your side. I really do believe that I actually have other options that I prefer as well, right? But I'm also very, very concerned about the Democrats doing what I'm seeing us do, which is say, I want someone other than Biden, and we have 2016 all over again. You remember that, correct?
Yes.
Remember what happened when we kind of got in our feelings and about Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, and then guess who ended up in the White House? The boogeyman, Donald Trump.
The thing is, if you look at it, I'm trying to remember the specifics. 2016 was a long time ago. But if I remember right, looking at the numbers, it was because for one, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. That is a fact.
Right.
So the Electoral College and the way that that's set up to disadvantage generally blue areas, not to mention gerrymandering and being sufficient evidence of foreign interference with the election. We can agree on all that, right?
Right.
All of that, is it really the few 100,000 people who voted for Bernie that were the problem, or was it the other obstacles that disadvantaged blue votes that were the main issue in getting the...
I personally believe it was the whole Bernie Sanders and the internal conflict. And this is why we have to be very clear about the goals and the objectives that we want. I really do believe if we want to help Palestine and we want to have a better chance at doing it, we have to make sure that the people that we get in place to help them, we can hold them accountable.
Yeah,
If not, the situation you're going to run into is you're going to have Donald Trump somehow magically installed, and this guy is not going to be someone you can hold accountable because his whole mission is going to be to protect himself, and he doesn't care about this whole experiment called democracy. And here's the other thing. I'm going to be honest with you about this. This country's been around 400 plus years, right? And there's been various conflicts within this country that I would argue have helped contribute to make this country, as good of a nation as it is. I'm hopeful that we can resolve this in the most diplomatic way possible within the constraints of the Constitution, right? And I say that because a lot of times, especially if you're familiar with like African American history, right?
Yeah.
Change didn't just happen overnight. It's an ongoing thing, and a lot of us are committed to it, and we understand, maybe the Constitution wasn't written perfectly, but we got to take the victories we can to help make sure we preserve and protect the Union. And that's my real concern about what's happening, especially because the United States is a very diverse country, and you got a lot of different cultures here. You never know what world event could happen and then inspire change here domestically. And so my hope is when that energy does happen, there's an explosion and we need to make changes and adjustments. My hope really is that we do it in a way where we can actually get it codified and put into law. To me, that seems to be the most effective way in getting this kind of stuff done.
Yeah, I can understand and agree with that for the most part. I think my specific point in what I've said is that I don't want U.S. tax dollars going overseas to fund human rights abuses.
And I don't either.
Plenty of evidence that that's exactly what's happening, and that's honestly nothing new. That didn't start in October 7th, and it didn't start with Israel. It's been going on for decades.
So to me, this is an opportunity to kind of break down what I understand, right? So when money is authorized by the United States government, it's earmarked, right? It starts in Congress for the most part, then it goes to various federal agencies, right? And then it's dispersed out, right? You understand how this works. And a lot of times, by the time the money is authorized and when it's actually being implemented, sometimes it's years. It takes years, right?
But the point is, when you see that something, generally speaking, like...
I want to make sure you understand the mechanics.
Yes, I do
because I'm getting the impression that there's somehow this belief that you can wake up one day and just flip a switch and then the money's gone.
No. Let me explain. When we obviously need to start from a place of good faith when we find that we believe you. We believe you have good intentions, so we're going to give this to you. Mm-hmm. But when that money is that thing is not just a one-time check handed handed to them and wash your hands of it, we're done. It's an ongoing thing. It's like a tap, like a sink. You turn it on and that funding is consistent, generally speaking. And if you find out that where that water, do you see what I'm saying?
I
see it.
hear what you're saying, but that's not been my experience engaging with government agencies. That's not been my experience, right? I mean, because there's a difference between public sector and private sector, right? And I think what you're describing is more about what happens in the private sector. Yeah, you can be more flexible, but when you're talking about the use and appropriation of federal dollars, there are so many levels of red tape involved in that that in order to redirect and repurpose those funds, you're going to have to pass a lot of paperwork, and that has to be the route you go about making that happen.
But what I'm saying is that yes, I agree.
And so my concern here is, to me, it's dangerous to abandon that and start doing other things that, to me.
Okay, hear me out. I don't think we're understanding each other here. So when we give money to another country, like you said, there's a lot of checkpoints and red tape out that it has to get through to funnel to where it needs to go. So that's what I'm saying, is that this money is not so much you pass it. It's not you hand one check over and you're done. We agree with that, right? That's not how. It's an ongoing flow that comes from we are the source and they are the recipient. It's a stream that flows.
I mean, when you say stream, I mean, you know how many, do you know? I mean, that's what I'm trying to make sure. To me, government is slow and, it's not instant, but please keep going. Please keep going.
It's a very slow stream, but it is a stream that is flowing. It's a consistent small amount rather than large lump sums. So what I'm saying,
I'm following you.
Okay. So it's a small trickling stream of money, and then when you see that where your money is going to somewhere where it shouldn't be, like we said with the Leahy Law, it's not supposed to be funding human rights abuses overseas. And it's your responsibility to turn off that sink, end that stream when you notice that these things are happening. That is our
responsibility. And I agree with that part, but I think what me and you aren't agreeing with is how do you go about doing that?
That's the part that gets complicated, but at the same time, it's like, think about what we did with Israel and Russia. How many countries turned off their streams of cash flow into Russia, their foreign investment that they pulled right away with Russia and Russia invading Ukraine, right?
I mean, I understand that, but let me ask this. So would you be interested in actually working in government? I'm just curious.
I mostly... It would depend. I'm not closed off to the idea, but I mostly want to work in like nonprofit human rights work is more of what I'm interested in.
Okay. I mean, and the reason is because I like, that, because I feel like this. We stand for the same things on a moral level, right? I don't want to see anybody, being harmed, especially innocent people. I believe in human rights, right? However, and this is something that I've been noticing, especially when I talk to my friends on the right, there seems to be a little bit of there needs to be more education in terms of how do you engage the United States government to get the outcomes that you want. Protesting is a strategy, right? But protesting without policy or legislation, to me, is only half. You're not completing the cycle, so to speak. The main thing is to make sure you get your voice in government and you learn how to make sure that, okay, this is a problem. For instance, the Leahy Law, it's not being enforced, or it's not being enforced as quickly as we would like it to be. Well, now is a good time for us to possibly, revisit this and figure out ways to tweak it and make it so that, hey, next time crisis like this happen, we can respond in an appropriate manner. You get what I'm saying?
And I
because
agree
when you have laws on the books that's been there for years and you've never really had to utilize them, and then all of a sudden you're in a space and you got to, this is when it starts getting very difficult to get to the change you're trying to get.
Yeah.
And a lot of this is before you and my time, right? I'm only 40 years old. The policies and paperwork that's been going on between these countries was here well before you and I, right? Think about this. And I'll use this as an example. Imagine, you got a rope and you got to tie it around the tree, right? You're going around and you're tying it around the tree. If you want to, get that rope and straighten it out, you got to do all of that backwards.
Yeah, and I guess My point with everything I've been saying is that we have the opportunity here to do better and to challenge Biden into doing what he says. He provides lip service here and there and says that he wants to do, good for humanity and for America, and he has the opportunity to do it here, and I would like for him to put up, essentially.
Now, okay, speaking of that, so you're familiar with the American Rescue Plan, right?
You want to go into detail about that for me?
This is one of the policies Biden and Kamala Harris passed to cut childhood poverty in half. Would you say that's an act of humanity that Biden has done?
Yeah, we have so many funds that could be going into efforts such as that. I am all for anything along those lines.
Okay. What about capping prescription drug prices? Would you say that's an act of humanity? That's showing. Okay. What about him helping get the unemployment rate down?
I'm all for all of that.
What about investing in climate change?
Yes.
You're fine with that.
I think Biden needs to be more ambitious in what he's doing with climate change.
But yes. You see where he's putting his money. He's trying to get things done. And again, there's one thing to put the money out there. And speaking of that, you got a situation where the money is there, but some states, especially red states, they're going to sabotage those funds because they don't want Biden to get credit for it. So even though the money is there, the politics sometimes don't allow for the solutions that we're looking for to actually get implemented right away. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about, how we engage in government, all right? But what about, what else? Let's say, what about job growth? We talked about that. You think that's good?
Yeah.
Okay, signing the PACT Act, all right, to address service members' exposure to burn pits and toxins. You think that's good?
Yeah.
Okay, and placing a tax on these corporations, corporate tax, you think that's okay?
Explain about that a little bit more in detail.
Okay, so he imposed a 15% minimum corporate tax on some of the largest corporations in the country, ensuring that they pay their fair share as part of the historic Inflation Reduction Act. You think that's okay?
That's a good start.
What about providing college student loan debt relief?
I have been disappointed in the efficacy of what he's been putting forth, but some of what he's proposed has been good.
Yeah, a lot of people I know have benefited, and then you're aware that there was some pushback from the right in terms of the original plan that he had, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when I judge President Biden, I have to take everything into consideration, right? And that's kind of how I look at this. And so my hope at least is after this discussion, you can reflect on some of the things that you and I talked about and let it just kind of sit around in there. I mean, I would like to have someone that I would think could do a lot more than Biden, but I'm also I'm a bit on the realistic side, if that makes sense. I've been around.
I understand that. I think it's important to be pragmatic in how we approach it. I just think, to me, there are deal breakers, and Biden fulfilled. So even before the recent stuff, I voted in 2020, and I voted third party. I didn't vote for Biden.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, and this is the other thing. If Biden doesn't get in and Donald Trump gets in, I'm not going to be thrilled about that.
I understand that. I honestly.
But I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to say we're going to have that kind of feeling where I'm going.
Polls and looking at everything, and maybe I'm not underestimating the MAGA group, but I really just don't see Trump as like a realistic, credible threat for the 2024 election. I really don't.
I mean, and I get that. But if you know what happened in 2016, that might change your mind.
I do know what happened in 2016. It's just everything of what I'm seeing. Yeah. I don't see him getting in, and if you look at the participation and like the attendance at his rallies, so many people have ditched the Trump ship and have gotten on to DeSantis or whoever. The Trump boat has been losing passengers.
Yeah. But what do you have in case Donald? Let's just go straight there, all right, Megan, and then I gotta try to move on to our next guest. But this has been a good conversation. In the event it's down to Donald Trump or Joe Biden, and you're aware that voting third party basically is equivalent to giving Donald Trump a vote.
I don't agree with that premise.
But I get you don't agree with it, but what if that is the reality?
That's not the reality. That's okay. In a democracy, let's just look at this in principle for a moment.
But what if
In a
it
democracy,
is?
it's
What if
not
it?
though.
So, okay, okay.
Vote for who you're supposed to vote for who represents your beliefs and who you want to see in that chair, not who you think is the lesser of the two evils. When you vote for the lesser of the two evils, that perpetuates a system where you're only ever given evil options.
But I mean, okay, but you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, and I think we can be honest, because we go way back. The concern that when I asked you that, I experienced a response from you that I typically get from Trump supporters. Did you know that? It came over me like a little bit of an energy.
What do you mean?
So it's one thing to be passionate about what you want, but it's another thing to be in complete denial about other realities that could exist, right? And my proposal or my proposition was simply, in the event it really does come down to this, right? And your response was, I just refuse to believe that.
I want to understand what can you tell me the logic of that backs what you're saying that a vote for third party is a vote for Trump. Please explain to
Yeah.
me.
Well, see, this is the thing, because I feel like, I mean, I don't like using the word feel, but I believe that if I were to explain it, you still would say, I don't believe it. Because this is my experience having these kind of conversations. But my main thing is, rather than me explaining it to you and making it make sense, let's just explore that thought together. Because in the audience, there's a lot of people who believe what I'm saying is true.
I think, and it's something obviously being kind of on a more fringe belief system, being further left than a lot of people who identify as
Right.
democratic or liberals. It's a point. It's an argument point that I've heard a lot, and I've had to contend with a lot, and I've thought about it a lot.
Okay, and so what do you got for us, honestly?
I think the idea that a vote for a third party is a vote for the opposition, it's something that both sides argue, for one.
But
So,
I'm creating the conditions, all right? So I'm saying, in this hypothetical world that I'm engineering for you, it's crystal clear that voting third party is a vote for Donald Trump, right? And
okay.
your choices are vote directly for Donald Trump or vote for Joe Biden. What would you do?
In 2020, when I was faced with that hypothetical, I voted third party. I voted for a guy named Howie Hawkins with a running mate, Angela Walker.
Okay. So I think I know your answer.
And that was not a vote for Trump, and that was not a vote for Biden.
I mean,
The idea that
that's your opinion, but
okay,
I think
yeah,
I get your answer.
but let's look at this realistically. The idea that a vote for one is it's a vote against Biden. I agree that
But how could you?
And I also voted against Trump. It's against both of them. The idea that my vote is against Biden more than it is Trump is believing that Biden was somehow entitled to the vote to begin with, not my
I
vote.
gotta ask this question then. If not the United States, what other country do you feel basically aligns the way you believe politically? If not the United States, what other country?
No country is perfect, and I think that's the thing is no country is perfect. There are flaws in every system, and I am here in the United States. I can't change where I'm from, but I can do what I can to make it be better. And I don't.
Okay, so okay, all right. I think Megan, you and actually, I might have to. You and I, we could talk for a while because I actually enjoyed this discussion, but I'm gonna have to, I guess, meditate a little bit more on what you said to me. All right, because I still don't know if you and I are quite aligned on how things work, whether it's how the United States government works or how this whole voting business works. And that's my only concern. I hear a lot of people tell me that they're left, but the paradox that I find myself in is that very question. Well, if you're left, why are you voting for Trump?
Oh,
That's the thing. I mean, you're not out in the open saying I'm voting for him. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
My vote for him, I have voted for him no less. Okay, let's look at it this way. So, you're saying that a vote not for Biden is a vote for Trump.
Yeah, I said in this scenario, right? If it came down to it.
Let's drop hypothetical scenarios. You said you're a realistic guy.
Jesus Christ.
You're a realistic guy. Let's drop hypotheticals and let's talk about the reality.
And that was the reality. I did say to you, a lot of us, especially in this conversation in the audience, a lot of people agree with me on that. This is the reality for a lot of us out here that are also on the left. Okay. And for you to kind of come in and say, "Oh, your reality isn't true, Zeus. Mine is." I'm like,
can I tell you the reason why I voted for third party beyond just my principles? Are you aware that if a third party gets a certain percentage of the popular vote, that they are eligible for certain federal funding, which helps the party in being able to more realistically participate in future elections?
Yeah. I'm aware of something like that, but what are the odds of that?
And the thing is, there is a route which is what I was honestly, frankly hoping for in 2020, that Biden would win the election, but that there would be enough third-party holdouts to allow for a third party to be able to reach that threshold. And
what are the odds of that?
It really depends. And honestly, with a lot of what you were saying, that push of vote Biden, a vote against Biden's a vote for Trump, a lot of people I think were scared to break away from voting for Biden. And the thing is, though,
but you didn't want to answer my question. Again,
I can't give you a specific number.
Do you get why I say I feel like I'm talking to some of the Trump supporters? I mean, because when it's time to actually make the rubber meet the road, we get into all of this dancing business. Let's give it to the American people. If you're left, then you got to vote left.
And I did vote left.
But if you think you voted left.
No, I know I voted left. I voted more left than Biden supporters did, and that is not a dig. I don't
know what a Biden supporter is. Okay, I don't know because I just think that if you really care about this country, then it really boils down to whether or not you care about democracy. I don't believe in. You're not going to me. It's going to be very difficult to pull off all of those things that you're trying to pull off if there's no democracy.
But look at it this way. When I made my voting choice in 2020, I made a strategic decision. In where I am in the state, I live in a pretty strongly blue state, one of the most strong blue states in the country. So I knew my singular vote was going to be more helpful in achieving long-term goals if it could help reach that third-party threshold for federal funding than it would to help Biden. That was a strategic choice that I made, and that did not hurt Biden at all, given where we exist in the country.
Well, that was 2020.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, is that vote did not go to Trump. I did not help Trump.
We're in 2024. And actually, you can't confirm that didn't go to help Trump. Trump actually did pretty good. It just turned out there was a record number of people who voted. All right, but for the most part, what you're doing from the way that I see it, you really got to look into this and ask yourself if it really does come down to Biden or Donald Trump, which side are you on? And if you say I'm not on Trump's side, I'm not on Biden's side. It's like, okay, I get it, but don't get out here and tell me you're leftist.
Okay, for one, I just want to address a comment. I did say from the very beginning that I am not a Trump supporter. Somebody in the comments was asking if I like Trump.
Well, don't worry about that.
I know, I'm just putting that out there.
But I just don't, to me, I don't necessarily, people can vote for whoever they want to vote for, all right? But, just don't try to play me and make me believe you're something you're not. That's it.
And that's what I'm saying, is I'm saying who I am and what I believe and what I support.
Yeah.
You have consistently been comparing me to Trump and saying that in a backhanded way that I support Trump in an underhanded way, and that is not true, and that is something.
I would encourage you to explore. I would encourage you to explore that.
what I'm saying is what you're saying is not the reality.
Well, I mean, and so this is why I say,
You're
you've been
expressing an
seeing me.
opinion. You can
You
have that opinion, but it does not make it true.
Right. I mean, and by the way, I know how to separate politics from you as a person. All right. So I just want to put that out there. And what we're doing is we're having a difference of agreement in terms of our politics. All right. But my main thing here, and then I honestly, we got to move it along. But my main thing here is from my observation and in talking to you, there's definitely we need more work done in terms of understanding how the United States government works, right? Because the Leahy law, you brought that up to me. Thank you. And it's something that I'm going to do some more looking into and research. But making sure we understand if someone is breaking a law, how to correct it the correct way, and instead of just making this claim Joe Biden is X, Y, and Z. I'm not there. I understand you're there. Huh?
Authority. The fact that he bypassed congressional authority to
Right.
send money
That's
to
a
a country
that's a
which has not been properly vetted for the Leahy law is a problem. So
right, right. But we gotta look into that, and let's come back to this, right?
yeah, and
Because
I hope that that's something that is taken seriously by our government and by our
yeah,
judges.
yeah. But I hope that if anyone is doing anything that laws are being broken, I hope that we're following the legal process to get it remedied. I
Yeah.
really do. I don't want nobody going rogue trying to enforce a law. I'm not a fan of that. You get where I'm coming from? Just
Yeah.
because you feel Biden did this and that, that doesn't mean you can just go ahead and do whatever you want to do. No, you got to follow the rule of law. So that's the one thing. And then the other thing is I really do want you to at least give it some thought in terms of which side you are on. All right. And I say that, and I'm not joking, but if it does come down to it, you got to vote for Joe Biden or Donald Trump. And if you don't vote for Biden, it's a vote for Trump. And you don't vote for Joe Biden, and your vote goes to Donald Trump. You ineffectively just voted for Donald Trump, and you say you're on the left. It doesn't make sense to me.
I I think we could have a very long conversation
Yeah.
about how that works and that logic because that's just like I said from the beginning. It's
Yeah.
something I've got to put a lot of thought into over many years because it's something I heard leading into 2020 and it's something
Yeah.
that's not gone away. So
Yeah, but look in the audience. There's a lot of people that agree with what I'm saying.
what I'm saying
So
it's a conversation for another time. I've had
got
several
it.
to marinate on that.
All right,
It's
all
something
right.
I talk about a lot at length, but I am going to vote for my conscience. And what I'm saying and what I feel is what Biden seems to be doing. Let's just say allegedly, just for the sake of argument.
There you go. Now we're getting somewhere.
But what I'm saying is that there is enough evidence to me to say that Biden has been allowing US funds to go overseas into human rights abuses to where it feels morally inconscionable for me to vote for him.
Got it.
That's where
Got
I'm
it. I get it. I get it. And I disagree with that, but you're entitled to your opinion. All right.
at. That's where I'm at. I hope proper accountability is happening, and I hope we have better options in 2024. However unlikely that may seem.
Yeah, right. And I'm okay. Well, Megan, it's been a great conversation. This was a bit of a treat. I didn't know I was going to talk to you. And thank you for this discussion. It's definitely eye opening, and it's a reality that we do have to address here in the United States, especially in the Democrat Party.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's been good talking to you. I hope you have a good rest of your night.
All right. All right. You too. All right. Well. All right, Jewel. Thank you, Jewel. Are you still there?
Yes.
All right. Well, listen. Thank you for letting me talk to Megan. That was a good conversation. All right, and I do hope you both are doing well. All right.
We are, thank you. And
Uh,
hope you're doing well also.
all right. All right. Well, thank you so much, and I am.
All
All
right.
right. I'm gonna bring up the next guest. All right.
All
And
right.
all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to Jewel and Megan. Be nice, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, you know these conversations need to be had, all right, and it's important we have them, all right, because There's a lot going on, and a lot of people feel very, very passionate about politics. Oh my God! All right, let's see. You know what? Since we are all on the same team, all right, let's do it like this, and we'll have a round robin meeting. All right, to unpack that, and or when if you heard anything else that was being said, we'll have that. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think you got us all in here.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
Hey
Let's do
Zeus,
one at a time.
can we do the showtime? That way we can all just get a couple minutes in.
All right. I never did Showtime. Let's see. How do you do this? How long do
I
we
think we
need?
can take turns, Dark.
Yeah, I mean, you're all on the same side of the aisle. You all
Okay.
know what to
So
do.
so can
Go
I
ahead,
can
Eddie. Sure, go
okay.
ahead.
So was Megan Jules' daughter?
Yes.
And how old was she?
25, she said.
She's 25. So
Yep.
Megan, if you're still listening, here's what I would like to say to you. Where we are politically right now, we are seeing democracy with a capital D is in peril right now. We have a two-party system. We can agree that, and I believe I can speak for the rest of the people on this panel, we agree that we need a different system other than the
Right.
two-party system. We can all agree on that. What we cannot agree on is not voting to save what little democracy we have left currently. Once we save the democracy that we have left, then we can look at other options. For instance, I'm a big proponent and big fan of ranked choice voting.
Right.
I think ranked choice voting will bring a more level of integrity to our voting systems, and it will put people in power that we actually want in power. I also believe that we need to get rid of the electoral college because the electoral college is racist and it's antiquated. Now, I'm not going to go into how it's racist, but we can do a whole lesson on it.
Right.
And the fact that you did not vote for Joe Biden, it truly was a vote for Donald Trump. And it will be this time. It will be this time for the simple fact that a third party candidate does not have the opportunity to get to reach the threshold of federal funding that you want them to get to at this point. They just won't get there. And so you're essentially throwing your vote away. You said you voted for the candidates that you vote for. How did that work out for you? What benefit did it provide? Did it get them any closer to the 2024 election? Absolutely not. So you wasted a vote. So I'm gonna end right there to let the other folks on the panel say
All
something,
right. All
but
right.
I'll come back later.
And if Megan, if you're out there after everyone speaks and you want to come up and talk, I definitely will create space for that. I didn't know we were going to get into some Democrat business, but it seems like we're in some Democrat business.
Well, I think it's important that we have this discussion because there is these young ones that don't understand world politics, right? Like she's studying politics as of now, and I'm proud of her, and I think that's fantastic. But at the same time, the world has changed and it's changing, and you need to be aware of where it's changing, how it's changing. Why do these funds go across the world? What is the purpose of it? There's no way in heck that Joe Biden, if something came to his desk and it said this is going exactly to fund genocide, that he would literally sign off on that. It's just such a ridiculous narrative. There's no way he would do that. It's a difficult situation. You have to study the Palestinian conflict to even understand what you're talking about, sweetheart. And Nutty is 100% correct. Whether we like it or not, we are in a two-party system. The only way we're going to change that is to keep voting blue to get these changes made. We've got to get control of both the House and the Senate. We have to maintain this for a good 8, 12 years in order to enact the change that the left really, really wants. Until then, we have to make a lot of freaking deals to get a little here and a little there. And I know that that's very frustrating, but that is exactly how politics works, whether we like it or not. So Nutty made an exact thing there, Megan. Your vote didn't matter to that candidate. Didn't go anywhere. I didn't even know who that candidate was. So
I didn't know them. I didn't
and
know who they were.
yeah,
But
I've
I
never
think I
heard of
think
them.
I think her argument was, I voted third party and still Biden got in.
Yeah, well, thank God, Megan. I mean, and that's the thing. Are you willing to risk for Trump to come in because you are under this illusion? I'm not going to say disillusion because you're entitled to your opinions. Your illusion that Biden is funding genocide, and so you're going to hand it to a man that literally would commit genocide in our country. I mean, you need to understand how dangerous Trump is right now, honey. I need you to understand what's going on with the right. Are you for Christo nationalism? Are you for fascism? Are you for all guards being off of our DOJ, our election systems? If you value voting, honey, you better vote for Joe Biden, whether you like it or not, because they are going after our voting systems. If you value your voice for the next 50 years because you're 25 years old, you better vote for Joe Biden, honey.
Yeah, or
That's just
women's
the
reproductive rights.
women's
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Okay, I could talk forever and we'll let someone else go.
And I'm not going to talk forever, but what I'm going to say is exactly what Shay was just touching on. If you care about your bodily autonomy, then you need to reevaluate the situation. You need to reevaluate what you're thinking at this moment because, like you said, Zeus, it's a gamble. Like you're saying, she's saying that, well, if I vote third party, it doesn't mean I'm giving my vote to Trump. But in a sense, you are because a third party candidate does not have a chance in hell, let's just be honest, to win the United States presidency. It's
Yeah.
no way. We don't even know who a third party candidate will look like or is. Like Shay said, we have a two-party system. That's Republic and Democrat. Now, you can be as left as you want to be. You can be for human rights. And I can agree with that. Human rights is important. But what
Right.
about our human rights here, where we live, our home, our foundation, where we have our families, our children, who are going to rely on this democratic system in the next few years? I mean, I have a teenage daughter. In a few
Right.
years, she'll be having to vote. We need to start now building the foundation, and it starts at the lower level, like with our local elections. We need to get people in the House and in the Senate that can support our best interests and support our needs. We can't think we're going to make something change we're less than 12 months out from the election. There's no better candidate that can beat Trump. We know Biden can beat Trump.
Yeah.
And that is where we're at. We're at a crossroad right now. And we cannot let a dictator, a wannabe dictator, come in and ruin our democracy and become king. We had a revolutionary war so that we wouldn't have a king.
Yeah.
We're not interested in having a king. We want a democracy.
Bingo.
Honestly, to
Thank you.
this was a case of when someone goes far enough left, they end up on the right. The reality is that, she comes from this place of privilege. To be nice to her, I believe she comes from a place of privilege, meaning that she has not had to, I guess, in her eyes, she feels that the issues overseas are more important than women's rights, LGBT rights, the rights of African Americans in this country, because those are all going to be threatened if Donald Trump gets another term. So I think when you come on here and you say, well, we've got this and we've got to have, this kind of, I don't even know what she was talking about. I never heard of that before in my life, what she referenced.
The Leahy law being
Yeah, the
violated.
Leahy law.
Yeah. I mean, but there is an undercurrent of it. Huh?
Did she? I want to know if she knew what that was before October 7th.
Oh, I can't speak to that.
Because this is the problem. Like, we have troll bots again sending out things in the middle of the night on Twitter about, Genocide Joe, right?
She said yes, she knew about it. Thank you, Jewel.
Yeah, and so this is the same tactics that happened in 2020. And 2016, we've all covered it very well. Like, we got to this point with Donald Trump, with Roe v. Wade being overturned and everything, because we had individuals who really believed that they could make a difference by voting for third party in an extremely important election year. And it does not get you anywhere. And this is the argument that I heard before. I live in a blue state, a very blue state, so it doesn't matter. It does matter. She said that she didn't think that Donald Trump was that big of a threat. His crowds are not that big anymore. She's clearly not tuned in to the folks on this app. I want those folks to be shut up forever. I don't want to hear them ever again. And the only way that we do that is we literally have to vote for Joe Biden again.
Jesus.
And she'll never get there because unfortunately
she
in 2020 she voted for Howie Mandel or somebody, whoever that was, Howie somebody, right?
Yeah.
And so I just think that we have to really educate these folks. We have to continue to talk to them. We have to continue to have these conversations because it's almost like they're it's almost like
Howie Hawkins. Thank you, Jewel.
Okay. It's almost like they're working for the other side, and that just bothers me.
Yeah.
Agree.
All right. Well, listen, we got my battery for some reason isn't charging, so we got to try to move very quickly. All right. Who's next? Cylindry.
Sorry. Hey.
Thank you, Z-Pop.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, again, I just want to echo. Everybody's been spot on, and the one thing I just want to bring up is, she's worried about these human rights violations that are occurring currently overseas. But then, we have in court, I believe, we had Trump's attorneys arguing that he should have immunity from sending SEAL Team 6 after U.S. citizens or after his political opponents.
Right.
Like, he's openly talking about saying, yes, I should have immunity for that. Like, that's sick. And to not understand that if, like what's been brought up, there's no solid third-party candidate. And to vote for them right now, it is just throwing your vote away. And what's been said, we need to focus on local elections, building it up, finding the people locally, because what we need to get these old white men out of power. We need to start getting younger people with the right mindset into these positions to start making these changes, to start getting these laws passed. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to make the changes that we want to see for the better. Because, right now we have somebody that's doing not so great, or we have freaking chaos. I mean, I'd rather get the guy that's not so great, but keeping us on the right path, keeping us in upholding the stature of the presidency, versus somebody that got laughed at on the national stage. Freaking Trump baby balloon was toted across how many cities? I mean, we were mocked. We're being laughed at nationally because we still support this guy. Or globally.
Yep.
It's just insane that it's even up for debate at this time, but I get it. Maggots are just, they drunk the Kool-Aid, and he just resonates with them. And this man's about to file for his 7th bankruptcy. With all these court cases, I have no doubt within the next couple of years he's filing bankruptcy again. But he's supposed to be a successful businessman.
Yep, I agree. Well, thank you. All right. Thank you. Attacking.
Well, I almost took offense to what Cylindra said about old white men with power, but then again, I am an old white man. I just don't have any power. So
cut it out.
And by the way, Joe Biden has called SEAL Team 6. He told them to stand back and stand by. So he used Trump's words, just in case immunity is given to the presidency. And then once that is done, he will initiate going forward. Who knows?
Wow. Wow, attacking. Seriously.
The thing is this, and I put it on my page, the video with the Trump attorney saying, well, if he's been convicted, and impeached and convicted, blah blah blah, he's got immunity. And then I played the attorney in impeachment, and then Mitch McConnell's comment saying, take it when he's out of court, when he's out of the presidency, charge him then. So you have, oh no, you can't, and then yes, you can over here. His same attorney. It's like, what the hell? Make up your mind. I mean, be serious. Is he
Wait a
guilty?
second.
What?
Did you hear the conversation we were having, attacking?
Yes, a little bit.
Oh.
Why? Oh, where did his battery die?
He is dying. I want to get to Queen. We got to get straight to the point.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
What's
I thought
point?
you wanted to say something about, the divide within the Democrat Party, there's people who are saying Biden, in the way he's handling the conflict between Israel and Palestine, right?
The thing is this: if Trump was president and this was going on, the people who support Trump would say he's doing the right thing. That's the thing. So the hypocrisy falls on their face every time. So
What about within the Democrat Party, though? People won't vote for Joe Biden because of what he's doing and how that vote is pretty much a vote for Donald Trump.
He's caught between a rock and a hard place no matter what he does. No matter what he does, he's caught between a rock and a hard place. So he can only do so much, and you can only please so many people. And of course, it's horrific what's going on, but this isn't Biden's fault. From what I understand, Bibi Netanyahu was supplying funds for something to happen in the background, and something did. He helped fund what's going on. From what I understand, from what I heard. I don't, but I don't try to get into that only due to the fact that I have not studied it enough to be qualified to even comment about it. So I try to stay out of that conversation because unlike other people that just talk out of their ass, I don't do that.
All right.
Let Queen talk.
All right, Queen. It's your time, Queen, and then we are up and away.
Hey, what I want to start at is that I understand where she's coming from, but it's not time for a third party. Not right now, because if anybody votes for third party, that vote is going to go to Trump regardless. The right time to go for a third party, you need to wait till at least 2028.
Yeah.
To bring a third party in. That's what y'all need to understand, that this is no joke. This is nothing to be joking around. Y'all young people out here, you need to do the right thing because you're going to lose your freedom. Okay, as soon as Trump in his seat, he's going to be dictator, and then we're gonna have problems. Our black problem, Spanish, everybody else gonna have a problem, and plus the rich is gonna be fine, but we will get thrown in camps. We will lose our freedom, especially females. And it's already started. Can't you see? There's taking away abortions. People, I understand, I don't agree with abortion, but when it comes to a point of taking the mother's life, and then the baby's not going to survive, and you let that child and the baby's not going to, that woman will not ever have a child again because of it. So they're taking our rights away. White, black, females, they're taking our rights away. So y'all need to start to think. We need to wait until 2028 to bring a third party in. So that's all I gotta say. But really sit out here and think. This man don't care about you. Nobody else but himself and the rich. So wake up. Use your brains. This is nothing to joke with. It ain't nothing to be laughing about it or cracking about it. It is serious. A lot of these people on here act like big babies, 2-year-old. My 3-year-old and my 3-year-old son got more better sense than you people on this app.
Wow.
So get.
All right. Queen, thank you. All right, we
Thank
got.
you.
Hey, Yazzie.
Hey guys.
We got a little bit of
Hey.
life left in the battery. If it
Okay.
crashes,
I
it
just.
crashes. But go ahead. Thank
Okay.
you, Queen. I'm so sorry to
I
move
just.
so fast.
You're welcome.
You
Thank
guys are
you.
all correct. Okay. As a 32-year-old woman, I'm gonna tell you something. That rights are being taken away. I know it's sad. It's horrible what's happening in Palestine. It's been happening for centuries now, people, centuries, okay? What and since Israel actually got it's just a whole big thing. It's stuff that we cannot fix. We're not going to fix in probably 10 years, maybe not even 20 years. But right now we are fighting for our democracy. In Colorado, we are so blessed. We have a Democratic governor. He is gay and he is Jewish and he is also fighting for women's rights, marginalized groups' rights. Here in Colorado, we will do those procedures. We still have legal abortions, or I don't know if there's another term that we're using. We do your DNCs, we do your DNEs. We have I am a pediatric hospice nurse. Okay, I get those babies that they're actually fetuses that will just be birthed to pass away. Okay, that's what they're born, or those children that have been so abused that we're going to help them pass comfortably. The 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 amount of care that we do, that we have hospice care for babies, and you're telling me in other states no woman is going to have that right to make that decision to not carry a fetus that is not viable. That means a child has no internal organs or no brain stem, no brain. I mean, the thing is that you guys would let white team men take women's rights away, and the Republican Party and Donald Trump have taken your rights away in other states. I live in Colorado. I am fine. But think of those young girls who have no financial means to get the care that they need. Wake up. Whether you agree with abortion or not, whether you think that child at conception is a child, I'm going to tell you these these fetuses exist that are not viable. And that's why we have hospice care for those. So I know democracy is on the line, people. If you don't think it is, look what they're doing in other red states. They are gerrymandering. They're trying to take Supreme Court judges that were voted in Ohio by the majority, and they're trying to circumvent that vote. They're trying to take the votes away. I don't know what's going to wake you guys up, but democracy is on the line. And not that whether you like Joe Biden, whether he is not the best candidate, but you know what? We have VP Harris. She is a smart woman, okay? She will get, if something happens to Joe because of his age, she's right there to take the lead, okay? We have other strong people in that party that are fighting for body autonomy for marginalized groups, okay? Have you not seen the cabinet that he has? Have you not seen all the federal judges he has put in that look like the United States, that look people of color, brown, black, Asian, different groups? People, wake up, okay? Because unless you have a lot of money that you can fly to another state to get your actual rights, normal people are going to lose. Okay, and these tax credits for corporations, they can pay their taxes. Jeff Bezos don't need to go to Mars. Okay, everybody, let him pay his taxes. Let Elon Musk, I don't care if X, Twitter, whatever we call it, fails, they can pay their. If I can pay my corporate taxes, they can pay their corporate taxes. Vote, you guys. You need to vote these people out, and it starts in your local level, your county commissioners, your mayors, your representatives of your state Congress. So
Jesus.
people,
Yeah.
please always vote.
Jesus. Did I
Thank you,
did I,
yeah.
did I hear someone bring up the Leahy Act?
Yes.
Yes.
The Leahy
Okay,
law. Yes.
What is that,
so very
Nutty?
quick. So very quickly, you said Megan was 25, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So she's the age group that I teach right now. Okay. So the Leahy Act is where there is a law, a statutory provision that's prohibiting the government, the U.S. government, from providing funds and assistance to foreign security forces where there's credible information implicating violations of human rights. So I would venture to say that she did not know of this act until October 7th. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm not criticizing you, Megan. I just want to educate you. Okay? Joe Biden is not implementing Joe Biden's policy. He's implementing American policy.
Yes.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in. He's implementing American policy. So especially when you have Democrats saying, "I'm not going to support genocide Joe," what are we really saying? Because he is implementing American policy, not his policy. Because he is very much against Benjamin Netanyahu. In fact, they don't get along. But he is the president of the United States, so he has to implement the policy, the longstanding policy that we've had with Israel. Because guess the three systems of governments we have, checks and balances, it's because Congress has told him he must implement the American policy.
Exactly. And that's where she's got to learn more than she does. And understanding the past and the history and why and all of that. Yeah.
But then also, how about holding Netanyahu accountable? That Trump let Israel become a statehood after Palestinian people were still there. How about that Netanyahu took his Supreme Court of his country, their power away, so he could have like a dictatorship? But Trump and him are allies. So you think it would be better under Trump administration? You think that Palestine? I mean, there's not gonna be a Palestine for sure if Trump gets back into office. Y'all don't know that history of that. I mean, they're good buddies. I don't know when. I mean,
And I
they're
feel
more
like
buddies than Joe.
that's the confusing part for me. If you vote third party and that takes away from the Democratic vote and Trump gets into power, what do you think is going to happen to Palestine and the rest of their people and their country? What do you think is going to happen to them? What do you
It
think
doesn't
is
matter,
going to
Miss
happen
Morningstar,
to
because they're not going to
us?
exist if we lose our democracy
Exactly.
here. So and I know I know this sounds selfish, but guess what, y'all? We have to be selfish in this
We
moment
do. We do.
Yeah, we
I
do.
We
agree.
do. It's
We
we
do.
have to fight for our democracy first, and the
because
rest will have. It's gonna
people
take
want to say
second fiddle.
America first. This is the one time we need to be saying America first, because if we do lose our democracy, Palestine won't matter because there won't be a Palestine.
Exactly.
The Congo won't matter because there won't be
The
a
Congo
Congo.
won't matter. Haiti won't matter.
Yeah. So in order for us to continue being world leaders, we have to save ourselves first.
Yep.
Charity begins where?
At home.
At home.
And I
Well,
swear
Trump.
there is
Well,
just
Trump.
You
Well,
can't help
Trump will.
anybody else until you help yourself.
Trump will also give Ukraine to Russia. So you're not just talking Palestine. You'll talk Ukraine
that
too.
too.
That's
He
exactly right,
will
Asaki.
empower Putin.
That too. It'll be over and we won't be
And
part of
North
NATO
Korea.
any longer.
Yeah,
And
once
North
he get
Korea.
as soon as he takes Ukraine, he's gonna go into a what? Then that's when we going to go into war.
And
NATO.
then the thing is, if he does, if the judges say he gets immunity and he becomes president,
Oh wow.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dictator on day one. Dictator on day one. What
the
he
combination of knowing I cannot be accounted for anything I do, yeah, he's gonna unalive some people
Of
because
course.
he won't have
Because
any
that's his
accountability.
style. That's his style.
Now listen, my battery's going to wind down. Are any of you going live? Yazzie, it's always a pleasure to see you, Queen, as well. All right,
Hey,
attacking.
beautiful.
Nice,
Yes.
nice seeing you
love you
too. Nice
guys.
being
Yeah,
here. Love
yeah.
you.
What a
Shay,
great
Thank you. Love you,
Queen,
conversation,
dear.
right?
attacking
Jay.
dark.
Night, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yazzie. Anybody?
All right.
DJ, you
Love you
going
guys.
live?
Peace.
DJ
Good
May.
Yeah.
closet of truth.
DJ, are you
Yeah.
there,
Zeus.
Yeah.
DJ? Let's get
DJ,
Yeah,
the
you
that's it.
there?
Love you, Zeusy.
All
Good
Love
right.
you,
stuff,
Thank you,
Zeusy.
Zeus.
All
Yazzie.
right.
Yazzie, love you
Good to
as
see
well. All
So
you.
right.
Love
handsome.
y'all.
So
Bye.
All right.
handsome.
Thank you, everyone. This
I'll
So
was a
see
great
y'all
Bye.
in these
In the morning,
conversation.
TikTok
Zeus, if
these
not later.
streets.
All right.
So
Yeah.
handsome, so
Tell him,
honest,
Yazzie.
so hardworking, so
You're
humble.
welcome.
Quadruple H.
Nutty can't stand it, but thank you, Yazzie. This was a
Nutty,
great
look at him.
conversation.
Look at him. Zeus, how could he
Oh,
not? I mean, look at that smile. It's like $1 million smile. How could he?
oh my
I mean,
God.
come on.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I could look at it all day.
All right, you two, cut it out.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. All
Good night,
right.
Nutty.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. We have to get them out of here, ladies. Tell them, Yazzie. Oh my gosh, Nutty, get on out of here,
Oh,
Yazzie.
hey, love you, Zeusy. You're so
All right,
cute.
love you too,
Look at
Yazzie.
that smile. So cute.
Thank you.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
so much. Listen, you're making me blush, Yazzie. You really are. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Only
We
speaking
are
the truth.
now
No lies detected.
no lies detected. We are now wrapping up this episode of The Closet of Truth. And it's
Thank you,
been
everyone, for the gifts.
all right, all right. It's been an interesting episode, I must say. We laughed together and we cried together. But I do hope we all learned something, right? We must protect our democracy. All right. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. What another great show.
I'll throw myself down. Hold on.
No snuggles detected.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm
see you tomorrow.
Zeus.
Bright and early, this morning star. Mickey Pete, love you as well. Great show, right? Thank you. I'm a god, call me Zeus. I'm flyer than the eagle. We did it. Come on back. And I'm feeling brand new. If you living like a bum, get away from me. Oh my God. Money on my mind. I can't leave it up to you. I can't hang around with you. You fall in love too quick. You a high risk. Mix all in the mix. Zeus is the truth. Yes. This is way above the feds. When you Democrats unite. Yes. Time to let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me play with your caboose. I know you ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Hating on the God's way, such a douche. I tried to be patient, but you got a lot of views. I tried to run snakes like a Mount Venus. Ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. It's the blue tsunami. That's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus. This is how I stare when I'm looking like Zeus. Yeah, great conversation. Jewel. Thank you, Jewel. Come on back. Can't wait to hear your poetry. In the sky like you look like Zeus. I make my own rules. I'm a god, call me Zeus. Hey, Megan, thank you and good luck. We definitely need to talk more. Thank you, yes. That's the Zeus train. I'm just sitting on my phone while you looking like a Zeus. I'm gonna let loose with the truth. Yeah, grab your goose. Hey, little mama, let me take off the rails. I know ladies love me cause I'm sweet like a tooth. Player hating on the God's queen, such a douche. Tried to be patient, but you had to like a fetus. Catching all these snakes like a mongoose. These ladies love me, yeah, I'm the one that they choose. You know I'm so handsome, that's why they call me Zeus. This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. Hey, I'm gonna keep doing it. When I'm talking like Zeus. The gloves are off. When I'm looking like Zeus. Thank you, Yazzie. When I'm moving like Zeus. Stay safe, all right? Don't get into too much trouble. Thank you, Shay, Nutty Professor, Attacking. I'll see you in DJ's Live. Yeah, you did, right? You helped me get my goal. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.